Yo, what up? What up? Pardon my tardiness, but not anything that I could prevent. Let me know y'all in the building. Appreciate people for liking the video already. Greatly appreciate that. Shout out to Bell from Pasadena for the 2. Thank you, brother. 6'4" my read, what up? D-Rock Den, what up? The fuck going on? My shit. Roscoe, what up? Black Intro TV, what up? Prime black women accept him sleeping with another man, but if he had cheated on his wife with a woman, oh hell with a bro. Hey man, we getting all the way into it tonight, bro. Give me a little second to set up, man. Just come in as you guys come in. Tell you to like the video. Oh shit. Well, cat's out of that bag. Got to feed the machine, man. Multitasking. They got some good ass Hawaiian spots out here. They even got the chain. So a chain called L&L Hawaiian barbecue. First time I had this shit in Hawaii back in, was it 2004? Everybody was talking about it, right? And I'm a big guy on food, man, flavor and shit. So I wasn't expecting much. I wasn't expecting it to live up to the hype at all, but that shit lived up to the hype, bro. That shit was good as hell, bro. It was good as fuck. This place out here, of course, they got a Hawaiian thing to it, so a theme, so they call it Aloha. Yeah, Mike, they don't know. I never fuck with that pokey shit. I don't like pokey and I don't like ramen, bro. That shit would be looking good as fuck on Naruto, but I can't fuck with it. It's not enough food. But anyway, man, I'm gonna pause on stuff in my face. And as y'all can see, probably I'm gonna shorten this shit up so y'all niggas can get up here and talk. So I can put food in my mouth. But anyway, so everyone knows, I think it was 2 days ago, 48 hours ago, approximately. Guy that ran for senator in Florida and former Tallahassee mayor, Andrew Gillum, came out as bisexual. And no woman batted an eye. Not only did he come out as bisexual, after he was involved in a huge scandal, all right? Or where first they just said, hey, it was a wild night between him and some friends, and a guy, had an overdose or something. They got scared, they got spooked, so they called the authorities. They called the ambulance. When the ambulance came, so did the police come. And you know, hey, no big deal, nothing to see here. Everybody going about their life, but whoa, boy, lo and behold, they hit him with the motherfucking with the 10-piece. They hit the nigga with a 2-piece. They hit with the 10-piece, bro. They hit with the hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, they hit that nigga with a 2x4, bro. Hit him. Oh shit! And he said that. Whoa. He said that. Evan Duncan. No, he said that. Wow. So we got it's already been done. So we got to go back down this lane, okay? You got to go back down the lane for brother Andrew Gillum. Where they got oh damn, there they go, man. They got him, bro. They got him. And lo and behold, we already knew something was up when they told you who the dude was, who the little white boy was. Little white boy was a alternative lifestyle adult actor, okay? There's no way that is a violation of Man Code Article 47.362. And that is a Bible verse in Galatians. I think it is chapter 1, verse 27. Thou shalt not be in the vicinity of any gay porn stars, male porn stars. Thou shalt not, I repeat, thou shalt not knowingly be in the vicinity of any gay male porn star. That is Galatians chapter 1, verse 32. So shout out to Real Talk Real People for the $9.99. Let's start it off right. Andrew Gillum is a disgrace. Oh man, we get all the way into it, bro. We gotta give y'all a refresher for you guys that didn't know, unfortunately. Let's see. Where is it at? Let's see. There you go, man. They got them all. They got them all sprawled out, man. Go ahead and share the screen for you guys that don't need a refresher. There you go. Bam! Look at him. All laid out. He done vomited all on himself. They had all types of brown excrement and stains all over things. Lord knows what it was. And he laid low, pun intended. Okay, he laid low for a few months. Say he's gonna go to rehab, get his life together, get things together, and lo and behold, this nigga here comes down and sits on a fucking a interview to tell the world that he is a quote unquote bisexual man. Again, in the black community, there is no such thing as a bisexual man. I say again, in the black community, we the black men, we the black delegation of males, men, boys, guys, fellas, reject any claims to there being the possibility of being a bisexuality for the male species of the black community. We fully reject that. Can I get a second to that motion? I got a lot of brothers in here. I got 90 in the building. I need a second. Can I get a second, please? Just to make sure that I'm not off basis here, because my understanding of my 36 going on 37 years. You either straight or you ain't. Can I get a second? Y'all niggas are slow with the seconds. I ought to have like 37 seconds, nigga. I ought to see some Emmett Smiths in this motherfucker. 2 twos, each person. Come on now. All right, there we go. Motion accepted. Okay, second. There we go. I'm not saying. All right. So, how does this have to do with black women? That's Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum's the one he gay or he bisexual. So How y'all gonna blame this on black women? Oh, wait. I'll tell you how and why. I will tell you. Because again, black women like this new type of bisexual dude, man. And black women, let me pull this up too. Let me see. Even though they represent 6% of the population, 23% of black women claim to be bisexual themselves. Here we go. And we've had this mass influx of LGBT influence in the black community for some strange reason. Over the past, I want to say at least since the late 80s, early 90s. At least. Let's revisit this and share this screen. The conversation. 23% of young black women now identify as bisexual. Proportion of Americans identified as lesbian, gay, or bisexual by gender. And of course, who's at the top? Even the thing tells you this. Look at this shit, man. You know this shit ain't real. This ain't no. That's not such thing. That's why it's the lowest one. There is no such thing, bro. You either like pole or hole, man. Ain't no in between, bro. You don't get to switch in between as a guy. You either like pole or hole, man. Look at this shit. This shit say less than 1% of men identify as bisexual. You know why? Because everybody know you lying. They know what you like. They know what you like. Do what you like. Do what you like, nigga. The hump like Humpty. They know what you like, man. Come on, bro. You're not fooling nobody. We out here talking about, he's a bisexual male. He's a what? Well, he's bisexual. How does that work for a man? Well, he likes to deal with men and women. No. He likes men and he likes women occasionally. No. He likes men and he likes women occasionally. But that's the only way it goes, man. You're either all the way men, all the way women, or nothing at all. I'm just saying, it's crazy. You either all the way women or you on the other side, and then that's that. You're straight or you're gay. Sorry, straight or gay. Ain't no in between. Let me see. I saved a whole bunch of bookmarks last night. Let me look at my other bookmarks. My mobile bookmarks. Let me see. Oh, there we go. And so, well, hey, man, why is you worried about what people are doing in their bedroom or what they doing in their sex life and this, that, and the other? And, that is, it's none of your business. And well, wait. My bad. Rookie mistake. Tell me what y'all recognize when y'all see this. What is this? What does this remind you of? What comes to mind? Let me see if y'all catch this. Let me see if y'all catch this. Y'all remember this website, right? Damn, that's just too fucking big, man. All of it's not gonna fit in there. That link's too big, I think. Yeah, that link's got to be way too big. But anyway, fuck it. I'm sharing the thing. We put it in there anyway, and it's definitely gonna be more than one. It says, y'all remember this site? Y'all, anything look familiar in this site? Remember Medium? You remember Medium, people? You remember Medium? You remember the site Medium? You know, a certain individual that took a certain interest in the black manosphere all of a sudden. And what is the Medium is? It's a far leftist you know, editorial or whatnot. And what's Medium out here telling you? What's Medium out here representing? How is Medium representing the black man? Black man? Black man. How is Medium representing the black man? Did you see it? Oh, let me show you. Bam! Wow! Wow, 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 wow. Hey, wow, wow. Yep. That guy. What the hell did I tell you about these bare meat niggas? Bare meat niggas, bro. And I'll just leave it at that. But this is what Medium, this is how Medium is representing the black father. Bisexual fathers can undo our damage we inherit from our dads. Wow. So not only it's cool now. So listen, check this out. So no one has ever addressed the point that, okay, well, how about we get these mothers to start choosing better dads in the first place? No, let's get past that. Fuck all that. Nope. Well, let's get the mothers to allow the dad to be a part of the child's life when he's actually a good guy. No, fuck that. No. Patriarchy. No, male control. Fuck that. No, he needs to just pay the child support. And if she allows him to be a part, she allows him. But he works for her. He is not in the best interest for the child, but we need all of his money to take care of the child. So where are we at? Oh, well, let's encourage bisexual fathers for black families. This is the shit that's out there, man. This is what the fuck is happening there. That's why I tell you, bro, we have no friends in this shit. We all we got. The image that's being fucking portrayed and told for the fucking black man to do is to be a bisexual father. Are you fucking kidding me? Joseph Guthrie came out as bisexual when he was 32, acknowledging his sexuality didn't unravel his sense of himself as a man or as a father. Bullshit. The nigga came out of anything. He was gay the whole time. Gay. He knew it. On the contrary, just like Andrew Gillum, it only seemed to embolden his sense that no single perceived trait could define him. His family, though, felt differently. Of course they did. His queerness in their eyes disqualified him as a man. I'm not going to say that. I'm plead the fifth. And thus, as a father, I haven't spoken to my father for 4 years now. Listen, again, that's certain shit that the black community is never, ever going to fucking buy into. Just telling you, especially not men. Keep telling y'all, we understand this. The black man is the fucking epitome of masculinity on the planet. The most famous athletes of all time have always been black men. Athleticism is measured by the black man. Strength is measured by the black man. The prototypical alpha would be the black man. So you goddamn right, if you come out and you tell men that are supposed to be the epitome of alpha, physical dominance, yes, you're going to get some pushback and some disqualification of just saying. Thus, when you, I haven't spoken to my father for 4 years now, Guthrie says, when you cut the toxic people out of your life, it makes a massive difference. You're happier. No, you're not. You're not happier at all. You're tormented because, again, you've been ostracized. from your family, most importantly, because you chose your sexuality. And again, you do choose your sexuality. I don't want to hear it. Bisexuality is proof that you're choosing. You're making a choice. You're saying, hey, I can't choose between just one or two. I like them both. That is a choice. Sexuality is a choice. There is no gay gene. They tried to do it. They tried to prove it. Can't prove it because it does not exist. Sexuality is a choice. People stop being straight and start being gay. People stop being gay and start being straight. Sexuality is a choice, period. Even within the parameters of whether you're gay or straight, just like Andrew Gillum proved it. He said his preference is white men. So within his gay sexuality, the preference within that sexuality, another layer is that his preference is white men. Just like for black men that are heterosexual, you like slim chicks, you like thick chicks, you like tall chicks, you like short chicks, you like light skin chicks, you like dark chicks, you like brown chicks. White, Hispanic, whatever. Again, sexuality is a choice. Don't come to me with this fluid bullshit. Ain't no fluidity in the shit, bro. It's rigid as fuck, especially for men. Only certain shit is going to make your penis work, okay? A man is not like a woman. A man has to actually work for sex. He has to be mentally and physically like aroused, okay? For sex to happen for a man. The shit don't work like that. You can't just lay down and that's another big reason why you got to be careful with these dudes, man. These bear meat niggas, man. Bear meat niggas. Much of what we consider toxic masculinity. Here we go. Bullying, homophobia, aggression towards women is rooted in patterns typically learned from a father or father figure. So again, what do they want you to do? They want you to be some pussy ass motherfucker that get pushed around and just let bitches walk all over you and let niggas beat your ass and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yet again, what did we just say? We already established. Black men are the epitome of fucking alpha and physical dominance. And now they got this fucking weak ass story telling you about some dude that's a bisexual father. And they're trying to make you motherfucking proud of this shit. Man, fuck this bullshit, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm not even going to read the rest of it. It's there for y'all to see. But if you want to look for the title here, we just go to the title because the link I put in is extremely long. Bisexual fathers can undo the damage we inherit from our dads. I'm going to leave this up. I don't plan on taking it down unless y'all get real wild. Then again, I don't know. It's about sexuality, so I might have to. But just remember that, okay? Remember the title. And it's on medium/level. So what do we hear? Whoa. So what do we hear? All of the 90s, you know, these men around here down low and they coming back giving us STDs and AIDS and HIV and all this other stuff because they sleeping with men secretly and they not telling us. And, you know, I'm like, damn, really? Niggas is that many niggas out here dealing with niggas on that level? Like, for real? It's that many niggas that like niggas on the low, for real. Black women, and y'all will go out here and y'all disparage the name of black men and just make them all gay, make them all down low. And in fucking 25 to 30 years, now it's cool. Now that's the end thing. A bitch don't want you unless you want some dick. Ain't that some shit? A bitch don't want you unless you want some dick. And you know why? That's some fucking psychological fucking warfare shit that a lot of people not even picking up, because if you're willing to take a dick, nigga, you are a fucking beta that can be controlled. Don't give a fuck what you're saying. If you are willing to take a dick, you're dominated, period. Point blank. Don't want to hear nothing else. No conversation, no ifs, ands, or buts. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Yeah. Shout out to Gemini 605. Oprah, hey, all the time, man. Shout out to checking you for you one. Miss Fantastic, I have the article up, and this article is a reminder that black people have no stake in our own agenda. Nope. Co-op, bro. Sold out. Sold. 35, 45, 65, 75. Sold to the LGBT community. You can bend over now or later. Hey, Cortez, we finna get to that, Cortez. Cortez, I told y'all, women, there are no people on the planet more egotistical and more narcissistic than women. They're not. A woman literally thinks that she can fucking heal the world with her pussy. She literally thinks she can take that fucking hole between her legs and turn water into wine, nigga. Raise niggas from the dead. Oh, he dead? You sure? Let me give me 5 minutes with him. I could bring him back. Huh? What do you mean? Y'all just gonna get out of here now. Don't worry about it. Just gonna get out of here. Give me like 5 minutes. The hell I said get out. That is the level. I'm telling y'all, man, and especially with black women, bro. That's why I told y'all, women cannot stand, especially fucking black women, bro, cannot stand being turned down. That's why, bro, the best thing you could ever do. I'm not no dating coach. I'm not no game guy. I'm not none of this shit, but I've seen it work, bro. Ignore a bitch. Ignore her. Or cut her down. Any bitch that's fucking giving you mad choosing signals and all this shit and so on and so forth, say something to her, engage the fucking situation, and just bounce out. Leave it. The more attractive she is, the more chance it is that what's wrong with this nigga? What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. Especially if you start talking sexually and then you just cut it off and like, okay, what else? Forever Chase, bro. Shout out to my man, motherfucking grown man business in the building, bro. Support and salute my brother, man first. Always, man, you know. But at the same time, man, and look at the fucking diabolical bullshit in this, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. The whole time these women was talking about and claiming these niggas was down low, complaining about it. They boyfriend, their husbands, their fiance, all these people, they so worried, they so this, and come to find out, man, the whole time these bitches were seeking out niggas that they know was fucking niggas to fuck. Why? Because what we've proven is this: if you look good enough to a bitch, she don't care. If you look good enough to a bitch, she don't care how much money you make. She don't care how many baby mamas you got. She don't care if what or who you fucking. Man, woman, cat, dog, child. They don't care. And the funny part about it is like black men are fucking put off as these pussy hounds, which to a degree we are. Can't deny that. But when it comes to motherfucking dick fiends, the only people in competition with fucking black women are gay niggas. I'm gonna say it again. When it comes to dick fiends, penis fucking addicted individuals, the only people in fucking competition with black women, bro, are gay niggas. Only thing. In all this time, man, we done had to fight this bullshit about, oh, y'all niggas out here liking these men, and y'all niggas out here chasing these trannies, but shout out to motherfucking Teddy Pendergrass, unfortunately. shout out to Eddie Murphy, unfortunately. Who else was it? It was somebody else. Eddie Murphy, Teddy Pendergrass. It was somebody else too. Who else got caught out there with them Decepticons, man? Who else got caught out there with them Decepticons? But again, black women, y'all make this shit cool, man. Y'all out here really purposely tracking down these dudes, and just like Cortez said, man, I heard these conversations happening about women. Oh well, you ain't never had it, so how you don't like it, and they fuck these dudes. So now we got to get into the scary part of this, right? We got to get into the scary part of this, because with that, sex is can be a wonderful thing. Sex is actually a requirement for life, because the true reason of sex is reproduction. But since we're human, we have sex for pleasure. I think it's only like 5 species of animals, humans included, that have sex for pleasure other than just reproduction. Okay. All right. So, oh no, not Chingy. Bobby V, right? Bobby Valentino. Come back, Bobby V. Man, Oh, African Bombada was fucking with them kids too, though, man. Fuck that guy. Fuck that dude. Damn, Tiger too? Tiger got caught on your... Oh, no. The new nigga. Oh, fuck. Black boy, look alive. Black boy. Shoot. Yeah, we see all that nigga be saying shoot. Nigga, that was your asshole be saying, nigga. Shoot. Hey, Silent Sir put it like that. That's it. That's the sound that nigga has. Shoot. Hey, man, and again, bro, what you do is your business. What you ain't gonna do is claim you straight. Sorry. No, sir. You're not, man. Once you start mixing pose with pose, bro, you're done. Ain't no coming back from that, bro. It's not. Some one of these little niggas out here was talking about the dude shout out to Genuine Trucker Twan. Black women are the co-conspirators of their own demise. They're just too ignorant and fools to realize it. Shame on that man. Twan, they're not ignorant, bro. That's the thing about it, bro. They are not ignorant. Foolish, yes, but they're not ignorant, bro. They are willing to do anything other than be subservient to a black man. Do y'all not understand that? I shout to Grown Man Business. I've been saying this, and Grown Man was the first person I heard say this other than me in this space. If black women respected straight black men like they respected alternative lifestyle black men, we will be okay. We will actually be able to come to the table and start fucking fixing shit. But they do not want to be under the fucking leadership. They do not want to be under the direction of a straight black man. A true man, they don't want it. That's why they choose lesbians first. That's why they choose bisexual dudes first. That's why they choose gay dudes first. Because they all have the same mind. They all gonna make excuses for the bullshit. They're all not gonna be accountable. They're all fucking confused as fuck. And again, man, whatever you do is your thing. But what I'm saying is this. When it comes to the input of the black community, bro, you cannot exist without the man and the woman, the heterosexual man and a heterosexual woman, to make a child and raise in a healthy environment. What fucking message are you sending your son when your son comes find out that daddy got mommy and a boyfriend, and for Andrew Gillum, a white one? What the hell is going on here? What are we doing? And again, nobody is fucking challenging this shit but us. Where's all the this nigga that, this nigga that, the G word, you know, he G. Black women, you know why? Because again, they don't care. They want that. Shout out to Eisenhower for the 5 facts. They don't want to respect brothers that should be respected. They really don't respect any man showing support. Mr. Van Tags, always, brother, appreciate you. Let's go on to another case study here. Hold on. Oh, no, we got to get to the important part first. So now, this is where the dangerous shit comes in. Because when you deal with dudes that like dudes, and notice how old this data is. And I'm purposely posting that old shit. So again, this is how long the information been out here that this is a fact beyond the shadow of a doubt. So this ain't like no new shit that you got to worry about. The purpose of this study was to characterize the risk of human immunodeficiency virus, HIV infection for men who have sex with men, to identify the risks such as opposed to their female sex partners. The subjects were 5,480 men who were tested for HIV between January 1987 and December 1991, and who reported having sex with a man since 1977. Men who identified themselves as bisexual or straight were more likely to use injection drugs, had a substantial HIV seroprevalence, and reported many more female partners than men who identified themselves as gay. Men who identify themselves as bisexual pose the greatest risk to their female partners. Let me say it again. Men who identify themselves as bisexual pose the greatest risk to their female partners. Where's the smoke for Andrew Gillum? Why is his wife saying she's cool with this man having sex with men when the numbers and the data's been telling you since what, 1991, that this is the most dangerous sexual situation you can put yourself into? And allegedly, don't they got a kid together? Do they have a kid together? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Is that their kid? Do they have a kid together? Now let's go to the CDC. Albert, and I'm trying to find it. I can't. If somebody can find that article, please give it to me. If someone can find the article about black women preferring bisexual men, please do. I don't know if they scrubbed it or I'm just looking over it or whatnot. I typed that in. I saw an article that said that. I need that article. Can somebody please help me out and put that article in? Hey man, yeah, please get the likes up. We're having a great conversation here. You know, when I open this up, this shit is gonna be fucking booming. It's gonna be ridiculous. So please like the fucking video, share it. Also, we need more straight black men in here to stop heterophobia, okay? To stop the heterophobics. We need more black men in here, okay? Wow. Wow. 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl. Wow, man. Shout out to the legends never die for the 10. Is it cool for women to have a boyfriend and a girlfriend? I haven't met a 100% straight woman in a while, man. Hey, bro, shit's even in the music and other shit nowadays, bro, so I really can't even call it a tale, bro. Let's go ahead and get into this other, should be very discouraging information for any woman thinking they out here dealing with men. What is HIV? HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus. It's a virus that can lead to acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS. Unlike some of the viruses, the human body cannot get rid of HIV. That means once you have HIV, you have it for life. And man, have y'all seen these weak ass fucking HIV medicine commercials, bro? Where the niggas is the main ones. The first person you see is the black man, bro. God damn it, bro. When I tell y'all, nigga, we at war. Straight black men. If y'all do not understand, bro, that we're literally in fucking Mad Max and Thunderdome in this fucking world, I don't even know what to tell you, man. $720 degrees of enemies, nigga. If you don't understand that, man, I don't know. That's why this space has to fucking grow. That's why we have to fucking look out for each other. That's why we have to educate each other, give each other life experience, knowledge, everything we possibly can, bro. We have no fucking friends out here, man. We don't. We don't. Let's see, where did I go? And again, looky here. As of 2018, 69% of the 37,968 new HIV diagnoses in the U.S. in dependent areas in 2018, 69% were among gay and bisexual men. Well, why is that? Because the highest way of you getting HIV or AIDS is through anal sex. Among gay and bisexual men who received an HIV diagnosis in 2018, racial and ethnic disparities continue as to exist. Highest, 37%, 9,712. We only make up 13% of the population, y'all. You only make up 13%. My bad, I'm sorry. Black men only make up 6% of the population. Yet and still, you're acquiring for 37% of new AIDS cases back in 2018. Highest out of everybody. Black, African American. So again, Black women, where is your challenge for the encouragement of this man's wife staying with him, knowing that the risk that he's putting her in? She say she cool with it. She know about it. They got kids, so shit. And mind you, at the end of the day, that's their business. But at the same time, like I said, on a bigger macro, what precedents and what image is this setting for the black man in this country, bro? This black man, straight black man, heterosexual black man, this is your replacement. This man was close to becoming the senator of Florida. He was close to becoming the senator of Florida, people. My bad, not the senator, the governor of Florida, my bad, governor of Florida. Control of a whole state. What do you think the first laws that he was going to get passed in Florida? Well, we've come to see and find out that I told you, man, anytime these people get involved, they somehow deal with their sexual identity first. They are a whatever alternative lifestyle black man. They're not a black man that's alternative lifestyle. I am a ... black man. There is no black agenda for them. There is no caring about straight black men. Again, remember, thanks to Jamel Hill sharing the article. She didn't write it, but she gave it light. Straight black men are the white people of black people. We think we too good. We in the way. We want to run shit and control shit, but we shouldn't. This is the fucking ideology when it comes to the black man, bro. All the data and information is there.
Welcome to the Impressive channel, Gabri.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on. So now we're gonna bring up what happened? Y'all still hear me? I'm still here, right? I'm good. They're saying some shit about something. What's it's weird. So let me see. We're gonna talk about Gabrielle Union, okay? And how Gabrielle Union hopped on Sway and told the world how she was eating Dwayne Wade's ass. again, if you like eating ass, getting your ass ate, brother, that's on you. But I can definitely tell you this, man. I think Pimp C said it best. A tongue will turn into a finger, the finger turn into a whole dick. Okay.
$20 minutes into the hour. That's Gabrielle Union, Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yep. And that one guy.
Joey Pantaleone.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah, Joey Pantaleone.
Yeah, exactly, that guy. And so I want to. I know Will Smith. Come on, man. Come on.
It could get awkward.
It could.
Some retired guys, some college guys. It happens to be that we ended up with a lot of those guys on the Heat. We have a good time, but the president is what you would. It's not the Bush era
potato salad
this week.
When people I had a chance to meet him,
they're great. They're fun. They're
Absolutely. They ate everything. Bring nothing.
Oh yeah,
Dwayne is like that, huh?
I said it's one of us.
One of you. Okay. All right. Bathroom and do a number 2, and then walk out like they didn't do it. Dwayne is like that, huh?
I said it's one of us.
One of you. Okay. All right. Yeah.
One of us has a high fiber diet and one of us does not.
Oh, wow. That's gross. James in Maryland is on the line. James, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Swain?
Good morning.
Good morning. Go step up, and that's what we need. But Miss Union, keep doing the damn thing. You definitely
Yeah, bro.
Angelina Jolie status.
Union and Bad Boys 3.
You can be Mike Lowry's wife.
That's why Jerry hasn't called her right now. You know, when I do the award shows, she uses Dwayne as her muse.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So
he's amused.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, just to let you.
And I'm just amused.
Okay. Wow.
I'll be here all week.
Like play words right there.
Let me see. Oh, damn it. Can I find the one she was talking about? Okay, here we go. This one. It's on Vice. My bad. I thought it was on what's the name, but maybe it was on something else. No, that was still Sway. Let's see. It was a different interview. Let's see if I can find it.
Whether you run a business or
Fair news, nigga. Shut up. But yeah, man, y'all see what I'm trying to find, man. Yeah, and this was a previous thing. She talking about the man having a high fiber diet and taking shits. Right? So now she gonna hop out here and tell you how she like putting her tongue in the man's ass. And I tell y'all, bruh, if you ever been in any type of situation where you had to, be in a locker room.
AKA LeBron's old boo. Ooh, Messi Merrill's back. Yeah.
Not here to offer any sort of insight as to when you should, begin your sexual journey. But what I'm saying is whenever that is, whenever you are having consensual sexual relationships, there should be equal pleasure. And we're not just the vessel for someone else's pleasure. This should be a symbiotic relationship.
Reciprocity.
But wait a second. So if she gives the guy a blowjob, he goes down on her.
Hold up, is that Merrill?
How many jobs you got, nigga?
I got 4 kids, nigga. I'm double dipping. Come on, keep it low.
Okay, so if she gives the guy a blowjob, he goes down on her. She eats his ass. I mean, he eats her ass. Then does that mean she has to eat the man's butt?
I mean,
First of all, Miro, or as you're calling yourself, it's really DB. Just ask this girl to eat your butt. Don't work the shit into the conversation. Hypothetically speaking, like if a man is copped up like Captain Morgan,
like, you know what I mean? If I got my leg up on the dresser, you know what I'm saying, and you already down there.
Now let's say if we do a 90 degrees isosceles triangle, what's the best way for her to come in?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
She eats his ass. I mean, he eats her ass.
His wife was like, "Really, nigga? Who eating? Who ass?
I ain't eating that
You
DB
can't hold the
ass.
locks for check.
DB stand for dirty butt, nigga. I ain't eating that shit.
It's really sleeping on the couch, nigga. All right, you stay over there."
Does that mean she has to eat the man's butt?
I mean, if we're talking about equal time
Reciprocity.
here, reciprocity.
Look at her being trying for.
And again, man, listen, this is on record. This was on record, man. That a woman came out here No, it's not. And again, that's Tank. Tank said the same shit, but Tank's the same dude that said you're not homosexual if you suck a penis even twice. So we can't. Tank is disqualified. We can't take anything he say serious. But again, this is when I knew top of the fucking at that time D-Wade was recognized. He was still that was still when LeBron was in Miami. So, championship winning team, still an elite player playing at an elite level in the NBA, one of the best shooting guards of all time. And you got this woman coming out telling the whole world that she eating your ass, bro. Which, if that's your thing, brother, it's your thing. But again, your bedroom life is supposed to stay private. No way a bitch finna be out here telling the world she putting her tongue in my ass, man. No way. Even if I got down like that, bitch, you gonna keep it to yourself. Because again, like I said, shout out to Pimp C. Tongue turned into a finger. Finger turned into more than one finger. And next thing you know, whole dick, man. Shout out to Sir Tice. Osculum Infame. Look it up, by the way. You lame if you don't rock with us. Hey, man. Again, yeah. Shout out to Chronicles. Osculum Infame, bro. The Devil's Kiss. Hey, I don't get it, man. Don't get it. But to wrap this all up before I let you guys in here, Black women, you're responsible because women control sex. And what these dudes are starting to see or realize and understand is you don't give a fuck about them being straight or not. And actually, you prefer them if they are a little bear meatish. If they sampled another man, y'all are intrigued by it. Y'all want to turn them back to full pussy, even though they know and you know there's no chance. And you're willing to motherfucking sacrifice the entire fucking race, bro, for your ego, for your pride, for your own sexual gratification. Short-term shit. AIDS rate, reproductive rate, single mother rate, all of this shit starts with what? Sex. Who controls sex? Women. When you find out that a man likes men, you already know his chances of giving you HIV or AIDS is astronomically high. I couldn't find the percentage of what it goes up, but it goes up ridiculously. The thing told you in 1991, the most dangerous man for a straight woman or a woman to have sex with is a bisexual man, a man that claims to like men in any way, shape, form, or fashion. The nigga that's literally dipping and dabbing in both fucking pots. That's the nigga right there that's gonna fuck your whole life up. You'd be like, what was that movie Tyler Perry did for Colored Girls, I think? That too, and yeah, don't forget that. Buddy from The Wire. One Buddy for The Wire, the gay dude in that movie? Omari Hardwick, Omari Hardwick, the down low husband in that movie about Colored Girls. Wasn't that Omari Hardwick? And look at him now. But hey, man, I'm gonna open this shit up. Let y'all come up here, man, so I can start motherfucking feeding my face and let y'all niggas talk. I'm not gonna be doing too much interjecting or whatnot. I'll get it with something good. I thought so. Thought so, Sam. I am. Yep. Because they want to control you, Aegon. That's why you can't have brothers in space talking about anything goes and anything is acceptable as long as it's with a woman. No, sir. Not in my book. Bitch, you try to bend me over at all, bitch, we gonna fight. Bitch, you put your hand too far behind my back, bitch, we gonna fight. Hey, fuck going on? Hey, better bring that hand up here, bitch. What's going on here? The man, the only one supposed to be gripping some people. What's up, Sir Tice?
How's the noise level? Can you hear the background or can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear all that background, man.
So pause. I'm watching these games. So give me a second.
All right. Man, y'all niggas come here so I can eat. Y'all know I'm trying to motherfucking feed my face, man. Somebody else get up here. But yeah, man. It threw me for a loop when I heard a chick say her favorite part on a man was his ass. I straight up asked her the fuck. She said, I just like men with nice ass. Women do too. Hey, it's crazy. Well, go ahead, Sir Tyson. You're a lot better now, bro. You got it. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I stepped outside. Man, yeah. That was a lot. Let's go back into almost Governor Fuckboy. I mean Bye Boy, whatever. You okay? You know. Isn't it funny how they know how to dodge the question? So, do you like men? No, I identify as if that's supposed to make it any much better. Am I wrong on this?
No.
Oh, you know, but what I was saying in the chat, little big Nate, hop up on here for a second. By the way, Nate gonna say he learned something about Oscar and Fami. Nate, motherfucker, you've heard me spit shit about fasting, about history, of all the things I talk about. God damn it. The only thing you're gonna know talk to me about is motherfuckers eating ass. Come on, brother. I thought we was cool and shit, you know. But dude, with the fallout with this Andrew Gillum shit, women who I know, professional BGLO women, okay, they were the ones like, hey, Kareem, can you get me the full Tamara Hall interview? And I'm like, who the fuck is Tamara Hall? But that's the young lady that was interviewing him or whatever. And they're like, he said he was bisexual. They weren't necessarily saying it like, ooh, we interested, but it wasn't like, ooh, he bi or whatever. And I'm like, wow, I thought y'all was about the whole solidarity with women. How dare he did that to his wife, even though I personally believe his wife was nothing but a beard in all of this, if you want my honest opinion. But it's just sad, man. I don't want to blame all black women on this one or stateside black women, but I will say this. A lot of them have no problem with these dudes that rock like this, after all. And this goes from the corporate guy to the so-called pookie dude or what have you, you know? And, you know, what they do on the inside. It's just sad. I mean, shoes aside, I say, but don't be disguising and all this, we all fluid and pansexual type shit. I know you're eating.
I'm sneaking in there. But yeah, man. Like you said, that's the new wave, bro. And I didn't even get into what was her name? Iman Shumpert.
Gabby?
No, Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor was huge into the whole bisexual thing aspect, right? And they kicked it to how, like, you know. Okay, yeah, Iman Shumpert. Yeah. Him and Tiana, I think they used to be married. I think they're divorced now. They're going through a divorce.
Let me back up. Let me back up. I know who the fuck Shump is, obviously. Who the fuck is Tiana Taylor?
She's an R&B. She's an R&B girl. She's an artist.
Okay, continue.
Actually, you know what? And like I said, for you dark skinned chicks, she's actually a fucking incredibly attractive dark skinned female. She's fit. She's small. She has very, very nice skin. With or without makeup, she's nice. So y'all can't be complaining about how I always do this. I gotta shout that out. But she was on that whole bisexual shit and about how they was having threesomes until somebody came into the picture.
One second. Did you? I was simply saying, did you all hear that? Fantastic, bigged up, air quotes, dark-skinned ditch. Continue, brother.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm an observer of beauty, man. I give credit where it's due. But yeah, man, she they had a threesome with somebody, and all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose, man. When one bitch came around or whatever, and that's always how it ends up. A female is always gonna sell you this dream about how, you know, she's cool with this, she's cool with that, you know, sex is experience and all this type shit or whatever, until the other bitch gets too much attention. God damn it. soon as the other bitch gets too much attention, or she feels like she's prettier than her, it's gonna be a motherfucking problem.
As you kind of touched on in your preamble, man, what you do when you're in that room, y'all do as a group is y'all bit. That was a discretion. We know nothing is new now. But I hate reading that dumb, goofy ass shit that you see like this is all new. Nobody isn't. What we're acting like and we're responding to is how people are putting it out there. Just
not just put it out, not just how it's getting put out there.
Will have few ramifications. Damn, nigga, what you eat?
Huh? Yeah, you barking like a motherfucker. But anyway,
no, I can hear you. Whatever. Maybe that's me. My bad.
Yeah,
okay, my bad.
But the whole thing is the fact of the matter of what it represents for black men. That's the problem. I don't give a fuck what you do. Personally, like I said, the whole thing should be your sexuality is your business. Why do you have to come out and announce it? Straight men don't come out and announce, hey, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. No one cares. And the thing about it is they want to push this. It's a fucking agenda, man. It's been proven that, they want to push the heterosexual man is in the way. The heterosexual black man is in the way. When they kill off or fucking scare off or push further back the last straight black man, bro, in their mind, the black community can actually start trying to reach its full potential. That's what's in the mind of these people, man. Especially these extreme liberal motherfuckers, right? And again, your sexuality is your business. Whatever you like to do as an adult. I have no issues or problems or so on and so forth with, but there are much deeper things to it than just yourself. Especially when you are a guy that was running for governor less than a year ago, and now you're coming out after you've been caught up in some huge ass fucking sex scandal as bisexual.
Without am I Borgin now?
No, you straight.
Without even divulging too much on you or whatever, and I never told you this publicly, that was a real great testimonial you did, about the whole family and all. But despite that, without going back in the day when the family was going to be doing it, chiefing up or whatever, the kids go upstairs or they going to stay at somebody else's house. Whereas now, they just do it in front of the kids and shit,
Yeah.
I mean, where is the discretion? And if that sound lame, fuck it. I'll be lame to have kids that's on some responsible shit, not, I can just do whatever I want and shit,
Well, that's the whole thing, bro. Everybody has this I'm gonna do what the fuck I want mentality and fuck whoever gets hurt or fuck who it affects. Or it ain't hurting nobody. Ain't nobody dying. But again, people have no foresight. Especially people the younger and younger you get. I keep telling y'all, man, we matter. We're the bridge between the gap because we're the only motherfuckers that care. And not only do we care, we understand and we can actually put the work in. Motherfuckers older than us don't give a damn. They retired, they old, they trying to motherfucking enjoy the little bit of life they got left. Motherfuckers that are like 55 and older or whatnot. Because again, the life expectancy is what, 70 years or 68 years for black men. So once you get close to that 20 years left on your clock, man, you're not worried about no shit that's not concerning you for the most part. The motherfuckers that's under us, that's like 25 and under, they too young and they've been indoctrinated with this bullshit that this is okay. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have an understanding of what it is for masculinity and shit, and the importance and the burden of masculinity that's put on black men.
I don't know if it was on your panel or someone else's, but I heard the point of what have you in that when kids go to school, I mean, you probably remember even growing up, your father or your mother would ask you, what did you do in school today? And you'd be like, we studied math. And they're like, well, can you be more specific or whatever? And indirectly, they're probably asking you, unbeknownst to them, but they're like, okay, well, what was it that you studying? But what I heard on one of these panels was somebody had mentioned about how they'll give these kids these gender fluidity type books, but they can't take them home. And this is how they're doing the little seeds of indoctrination.
Yep.
And now with all this, I want to say it was their panel a couple of days ago on that one movie or whatever that I don't even want to give but man, we are definitely, if nobody believes that we're in no Sodom and Gomorrah times, you better read up and make these connections.
We got Dark Slothius in the building. What's up, brother? It's on you.
What up, Dark?
You good, bro? Let me see. You off mute, but we can't hear you. Drop out and come back in, bro. And shout out to Young Swift, man. Shout out to the youngin. The youngin, hey, man. Make sure, man, Young Swift, any questions, anything you got, bro, hit up the brothers in here, man. This brother, man, he hit me up on the email. We had a little dialogue, and he's on the right path, man. So just make sure we keep him that way. It's nice to know. That's why I tell y'all, motherfuckers, when I first came into this space, and I told her, hey, man, I'm doing this shit for young black men and black boys, teenagers and shit like that. And people was telling me, oh, man, the majority of motherfuckers in here is, 25 to 30. What the hell you talking about? Kids or any shit or all this other shit or whatever, right? And I'm like, hey, man, eventually, even if the kids don't listen to it directly, right? It's supposed to be somebody that's younger or our age is supposed to pass down the knowledge to them, man. So I'm still, doing the trickle down effect eventually. And like I said, man, shout out to Young Swift, bro. You need anything, bro, let me know. Dark, we gonna try you one more time, bro. Dark, you good? If not, we'll go to spiritual for you, bro.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
You got it, bro.
Yeah, man, you said it all, bro. And the thing about this whole bisexuality thing, it's just the removal of structure. People always want to sit there and act like being an atheist and not having no belief structure means anything. But this is what happens when you remove structure from life. See, this is what it is just a lack of self-control, a lack of just structure. You do anything. These people, human nature is something special, because if you really know the dark side of human nature, when you remove all the filters, when you remove all the structure, people will sleep with anything. It's not just people. We all know how far this goes with people who just remove their constraints and remove their structure out of their will and out of their just indulge in imagination. Like you said, bro, bisexuality does not exist. You are either right or you're either wrong. You're either straight or alternative. There's no in between. And like, this is basically the society that we live in now. Is just coming full circle. It's exposing what people who like us, like me and you, Mr. Fantastic, and I guess Sire Tyson, a lot of people, we already know this. There's only right and wrong doesn't really have a limit. People got to understand wrong doesn't have a limit. That's why it's important to uphold right. And see, a lot of people have this bad view of people who do the right thing, because right has been misrepresented. See, right is all about the structure of, starting from the beginning, male and female. We know this world has an agenda. We see it now in the politicians. We see it now in media. They're pushing this thing because they want to tear down structure, because without structure, they know that society is going to go into chaos and the government's going to come in and have to do a cleanup. So this is basically the degradation of everything that we know to be right. And what's happening in terms of politics and athletes, man, we all know. Look at Dwayne Wade. Look at Andrew Gillum. I mean, come on now. This dude is bending his gender and using that for a political ploy to get votes.
Spiritual, real
What's
quick.
up?
Back up with what you just said about structure. Why do you think that one of the reasons people like I'm doing this because it's his channel, but Fantastic get pushed back? Guys who doing the right thing or what have you get pushed back. Oh, you lame or you this. Look at us. We ain't out of shape. We far from lame or whatever. But it's because we structured. And what I hate to say, or why is it when we compare the stateside brothers, obviously not all, but in comparison to other brothers from the continent, the brothers from the continent, they have their form of structure.
Right.
The collective hates, when I say the collective, let's just say 50%. Hate structure, hate guidance. You know, how everybody can raise their hand in the chat. I'm not looking at it, but definitely on the panel of how many times they play sport and sports coming up, and it was a guy 10 times more talented than them, but he couldn't follow, you know, didn't want to listen to the coach or this, you know.
Yep.
And my point is that these are in what I'm putting together, even what you just said. That's why I had to jump in. These are the little indoctrination seeds of fuck that structure. And I've always said Black America is the social petri dish of
It's an experiment.
what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. You can
Yeah. Because if you think about it, why are they using women to project this? Because women are emotional. They're going to go whatever feels right. They're going to go to the flow of least resistance. See, it's easier to conform.
You only saying that because you don't got no hoes. No, you
right. It's easier to conform. Exactly. See, women will conform to the dysfunctional society to survive. Men understand when you relinquish the structure, there is no society anymore. There's no point to even have money if society doesn't exist. And see, what we see is a lot of brothers are willing to sell out for money. They're willing to push these agendas thinking the short-term financial gain, oh, I have wealth, but at what cost? Your son becoming alternative lifestyle, your daughter glorifying being a whore. This is the cost of what happens when we remove structure from the world. And people don't get it. But no matter how much evidence they see, no matter how much, you know, from the Cuties documentary, from the laws that they're trying to push in Cali, the Andrew Gillum, we have case study after case study that everything we're saying is true. But yet people will still say, no, money is the way you move society. No, it's men, because men will uphold structure. We will protect this chaos and confusion from taking hold and destroying everything. Because if there is no world to live in, then what is the value of money?
Oh, you just reading too much into it. You just reading too much into it.
Look, man.
Well, no, Hulk, like you said, man, again, the people that actually have an understanding of structure, discipline, order, and, you know, survival, man, like functionality, like you said, bro. That's why the Bible tells you, man, what does it benefit a man to, you know, gain the world and lose his own soul, man? It's the same thing when it comes to this aspect of like you having all this fucking money. But like you said, if you have the fucking money and there's there's chaos, there's little fucking anarchy and chaos to where your money don't mean shit. What's the purpose?
Exactly.
People are willing to motherfucking give up, man. And like I said, your manhood, bro, your manhood. Okay,
destroying your children too.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. This dude has two sons, bro.
Man, it's sickening.
Yeah, and what society doesn't tell you, man, is again, that's why they're trying to. They wanted to make it to the point of where they can go out here and parade about it. Because again, you don't parade and say I'm straight. It's just automatically assumed. And what's funny, well, not even funny. What's sad, is scary is if you put kids around, all right, kids that are raised in a normal, family setting, nuclear family setting. You put them around two men being intimate, they immediately and automatically ask questions or like cringe, and they're like, whoa, why is the boy kissing a boy? Why are these two boys holding hands? Why are these two boys, acting like a mommy and daddy? And again, bro, what they don't even understand is why they do understand, but what they're trying to remove is that they're trying to remove it.
Part of your manhood, what you were saying even before you made that great point, is being able to reject all the nonsense that's around you. And that doesn't mean when you're an adult. That means when you're a kid coming up, oh, this ain't right. Oh, they doing this or whatever. But then what happens when you get to become an adolescent, then either you want to fit in or do you see the long term? And that, my friends, is where the difference maker comes in. Hey, shout out to you, King Sigma. What's good?
Hey, what's up, panel? Sir Tight, spiritual, fantastic.
What's up? What's up?
Just jumping in because I had just gotten wind of that whole Gillum thing this week. I thought dude was a goner like 3 months ago once they caught him, in the situation with his the white male gay gigolos. I thought he was gone, like for good. And this week I'm hearing people talking about him. So I had to look at a little bit of the clip and I'm thinking to myself, this I like the fact that we've been telling people this whole time that this is what the Democratic Party represents. This is what they've become. This party of family destruction and ultimately community destruction, all for the benefit of control, right? So there's a bigger issue here, and that's the optics of this whole thing. Have you noticed that they take what is supposed to be the most successful, the most masculine representatives for black men, and then those are the ones that they bring on television and castrate? Yep. So if a black man isn't some kind of urban barbarian, then he's some kind of bestial rapist. Like, we saw them drag Bill Cosby. We've seen them drag Cuba Gooding Jr., R. Kelly. I mean, they just keep adding more and more and more. So that's one side of it. Then we already know about the criminal element that they like to put out there. But now here we have politics, and then we also have sports. And we got to think about that for a moment, because we know politics, sports, and entertainment are the few, well, not so much politics, but entertainment and sports are definitely the industries where blacks have made the most inroads and compared to their position in other industries. But we know that, at least from a symbolic political level, black men have been kind of the face, and then the conversation has been about black women. So let's think about this. Now, Andrew Gillum is someone who they were putting on the path to run for president in 2024, right? They were going to get him in there. They hoped that he would have got the governor's mansion in Florida. Yep. Then they would have set him on track to run for the open seat, which Trump most likely will win in November. So there's going to be an open seat in 2024, and it's open for anybody. Now, I think it'll go to a Latin person, whether they be Democrat or Republican. But the point is, Andrew Gillum was being set up being in a swing state of Florida, which is always a controversial state, always a toss-up state, and whoever wins Florida, and Ohio usually wins the presidency. And then he gets caught up in this this humiliating situation. And now he's been brought back to our attention. He's like, oh, I'm on some gay shit. I'm bisexual, whatever he's calling himself, right? But he was a representative of black males' political aspirations on the heels of Barack Obama, who was not even a Native Black American man. So now we know how rare it is for a Native Black American man coming from that Democratic Party to rise to those kind of positions. But then they're letting you know, oh, if you want to go through this Democratic Party as a Native Black American man, you're going to have to bend over. You have to bend over. Okay, now, Here's my question to the panelists and the viewers. Who is the white male equivalent of Andrew Gillum, someone who had a pretty strong political record up until that incident, who has a white wife, and that got himself in a situation just like that, and then comes back out a couple months later talking about, well, I'm going both ways. I want to know who the white male equivalent of him is that has done that. Now, you mentioned Dwayne Wade. Here's a guy who, at the very end of his career, he becomes a face for the alternative lifestyle with his own son. But it's just weird because as an athlete, they're supposed to represent all this masculinity, right?
Right.
But those are the ones that they invest the most time in feminizing. And I ask you the question, who is the white athlete version of a Hall of Fame athlete like Dwayne Wade, whose son was paraded all over the media, put in a dress by his stepmother? Now, panel, you give me the white example of Dwayne Wade in the media in the last 5 years.
You can't find it in the last 20 years.
You can't find an example. The only thing closest, no, I recognize King Sigma's point. I want to add on to what he said. The only thing closest you can do is Bruce Jenner. And the reason I'm bringing that up because King Sigma touched on a point. They got the psychology down as far as, what we talked about with the school curriculum or what have you, or the elementary school curriculum. Now they're getting into the bravado. You take a genre like hip hop, which was air quotes homophobic or what have you. Now it's, man, why you tripping off of that or whatever, Then you get into sports. Okay, so you use your guys like John Amici. Y'all remember him? Orlando, I forget, or Utah, or whatever team he played for. Okay, people weren't tripping too much. Since you in Minnesota, King Sigma, I don't know if you remember Ezra Tuwalo or what have you, but he came out or whatever. You use these lesser guys to set up the playing field for the bigger guys. Now it's like, oh wow, it's not about the macho thing. I think you guys get what I'm saying.
Thing, though, Sir Tice, that I'm trying to get at, though. Notice that you can't think of, now we're all people that watch a lot of sports and we know, but no one can give you an example of white men or Asian men or Latino men.
You're spot on. You're spot on.
Now, that is very strange to me because people, you know what it is? People forget how small the black male population is in America. You do realize that, right?
Thank you, Sigma. I had
13%.
No, 6%.
6%.
I don't even think we're 6% when you actually take out the biracials and the immigrants. We're more like 5% or 4.5 because you got to remember, they put all the immigrants, and I'm talking about Native Black American men. Forget the immigrants, forget the biracial group because those things
are 3%.
I'm talking about Native Black American men. When I'm talking about someone like an Andrew Gillum, someone like a Dwayne Wade, both of their parents are ADOS parents. That's what I'm referring to. Do you realize our population is probably like 5% of the American population? But yet, every time there's some kind of degenerate shit going on in the media, they find some black man or some black woman to become the face of it. And I swear, I keep telling you dudes, I didn't realize what Malcolm X was saying when he said in his autobiography. He was talking about the white liberal. And I keep going back to this. He was saying that the white liberal will make you the mascot of all these things and make you think that you have power. And then you end up just being like a pink poodle. He talked about the pink poodle.
Well said.
And I think that's what's going on. Like the Billy Porter thing. Here's a guy who they took. Okay, on one hand, you had the RNC. They had these black men that were family men. They were traditional. They were representing some kind of masculinity. Then the Democrats, their representative black masculinity is Andrew Gillum, Cory Booker, Billy Porter. And yet black men don't see what the hell is going on. These people are trying to literally castrate black men as that little canary in the gold mine, but yet no one speaks out on it. Someone got to show me a white Hall of Famer in the major sports who is parading around in the media with his transsexual son, or I don't know what they call it, but his son in a dress. He got his son in a dress, okay? You can't tell me a white dude that's doing that.
And Sigma, real quick, it's not just that it's his son, man. It's just like adolescence or right at teen son, bro, like preteen son. Like, bro, he literally sacrificing his kid, man, to the point of where, like, even motherfuckers like Lil Boosie's like, man, come on, man, like what's going on here? And again, as a black man, if you challenge him, and that's why they set him up. Hold on, my bad. Shout out to Indigenous TV for the 10. Thank you, brother. According to the definition of sodomy, we as black men have been engaging in this behavior for decades. It's been normalized. Head is considered sodomy. Anything outside of coochie sex is sodomy. Hey, man. Technically, but we're gonna leave that one alone. But shout out to Indigenous TV. But yeah, man, listen, Sigma, like you said, bro. That's why I don't think people understand the mastermind, evil, diabolical people that these liberal white people are, bro. And then the same thing in told, like I said, the black women too. But the thing about black women, they're not intentionally doing it. They don't even know what they're doing. They're just being willing participants. And they're helping magnify it and spread it out. But like you said, man, they're taking these God damn, that's on 10 million. Like you said, man, they take these men that are the epitome of masculinity, right? Build them up or whatnot, and then they have them sell all the way out, bro.
Yeah.
What like you said, and the same thing happened with Magic Johnson and his son. Man, I just saw Magic Johnson's son taller than him, bro. And this dude, a whole who knows what.
A fairy.
But hey, you can be. By the way, since you said the name, and my apologies, I'm out and about. I come inside, then I'm like, damn, he made a great point. I got to comment on this. Speaking on the guy from Lansing, well, I'll refer to him as, he's reading over all those financial statements of Starbucks, right? And the theaters, right? He knows how to really understand those statements. You get what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
They needed a figurehead to lead this agenda at the height of it that could normalize it. Okay, well, shit, we tried these lesser athletes. It was something that King Sigma mentioned about, Hall of Fame level who is promoting their kid, this. And I'll think of the point or whatever, but I'll let y'all keep
Well, Snoop Dogg is another one. Think about it. See, this is what I'm trying to get at, man. When you got to look at it from the perspective of how small the black male population is, and then compare it to how every time there's some kind of degenerate lifestyle being promoted, they find some black man to make the face of it, while all these Asian dudes, Latinos, and white dudes just sit back in the background. They are the major ones doing all the degenerate shit.
King Sigma, you seen the new AIDS, the HIV medicine commercial, bro?
Man, I don't even want to watch it.
Yeah, hey man, it's a sad sight, brother.
I done seen buses in my city now, man, with the Planned Parenthood. I done seen a little commercial with a black female and her black son on some HIV shit before. So you know what? At this point, I don't want to see none of that shit no more. Like, I'm just trying to keep my third eye open. I'm trying to put like the Visine drops in that motherfucker every day, and I find that I get more and more information from like books and documentaries. And that's why when I saw Snoop Dogg go through that same ritual 6-7 months ago, where he came out against Suzanne Rice and Oprah and the other broad, whatever, fucking name, the one that do
Gayle King,
the Gayle King, and he stood on his manhood for like about 24 hours.
Hold up.
He's supposed to be like the big pimp. He's supposed to be the big West Side gang banger. But by the time the week was over, Jada Pinkett, who's a thought, had him all up on the red table talking to him like he was a little boy. Oprah up here shedding tears on TV. Snoop Dogg called me a bitch. Gayle King. By the time the sisterhead ran through him over like 72 hours, they took his gangster title away from him. They took all his prison pinstripes from him. And the next thing I know, a week later, they talking about his sons on some gay shit too. See what I'm saying? Like,
hold that thought. I won't even go that deep, because it gets deeper in that his grandson. But you can look that one up. But I'll just simply say, just on the surface level, we're seeing Snoop Dogg walking on the beach doing a Corona commercial. When in the fuck has Snoop ever been associated with Corona just suddenly? In other words, that's that shut the fuck up, apologize, we'll set you up even for some more endorsements or whatever, and be what the fuck you have been, in my opinion. I know it's the Snoop fans gonna kill me, just nothing but a goddamn pitch man and shit, that's what the fuck he is.
Yeah, I mean, you just got this situation, man, where so many questions about where the culture is hitting. Like, I heard a couple brothers talking about the Maya Moore situation, and just the amount of advocates that the brothers in prison have. But I guess I just came to a different conclusion than a lot of brothers in these kind of cases. I think that it just boils down to control. And if the women see dudes like Andrew Gillum, Dwayne Wade, the Maya Moore situation, any dude that they can have a superior position over and control, that's what they're going to go to. So it don't really matter what it is. So if they're going to, like Snoop, they look at him as a guy that they can try to castrate, because again, by castrating Snoop Dogg, think about how many of us grew up listening to Snoop Dogg records, Death Row, Tupac, Suge Knight, and all that shit. Lots of us. What does it does to your own psychology?
And Sigma, you again, bro. You always take it to the next level. You have to do what? You have to sacrifice the old monikers of masculinity,
right?
Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? The people from that era that understood, that existed in the era of when this was the standard for masculinity. It wasn't no bisexual, when we was growing up. That word didn't even exist.
No, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you complete that. Talk about that grandson, man. Talk about that grandson.
What? Whose grandson?
Snoop's grandson died this year. Okay, and when you look at it closely, it's like what they tried to pass it off as a complicated delivery or whatever. But even a guy of his magnitude, and regardless of what I think about Snoop Dogg is a mega star. He's above a rapper, okay? You telling me we don't know about his grandson?
Yeah, I didn't know about it. I had to look into that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
didn't know he had a grandson.
Yeah, yeah, Sir Tice, you probably that's part of the thing.
Because last time I looked up, his son Calvin Brothers Jr. was walking around in a dress.
Yeah, the flowers, like some flowers shit, man.
And what was so ironic about it, he was like a football star. See, this is what I'm trying to say, man. They're taking what is supposed to be the most masculine symbols, and remember, it's very limited the amount of opportunities that they give us as Native Black American men to even be in the media, because there's
Terry
a whole
Crews is another one.
Yeah, Terry Crews. There's a whole ritual that you got to go through. So when they get these guys in there, they have massive followings of black men. They're looking like, wow, someone made it through. And then they say, oh yeah, by the way, go ahead and put this dress on. And then these guys put the dress on, and then they become, it's like if you beat the head, the body will die. Or if you cut off the head, the body will die, kind of thing. So it's part of demoralizing black manhood in America, because we already pretty much finished as it is in Black America. But what they're doing, they're taking the last remnants of those last black male rebels, and they're trying to completely castrate them.
Thank you.
So that young black men won't be able to look on television.
They won't have anything to look forward to, or look for as an example of true masculinity. We'll be gone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hulk. You got it, brother. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. I was wanting to say it was sad when they made Terry Crews the face of sexual assault as a grown man against another grown white man. And I just thought that was crazy, because here's Terry Crews, this big muscular dude playing for ex-football player, father, and all of a sudden then they emasculated him. Now all of a sudden he cannot man up on a white man trying to grab his genitals in front of his wife. And they made him the Me Too spokesman as a grown man against another grown man who's willing to sell out his masculinity for fame and fortune. Because if you notice, they said that after all that happens, Terry Crews is still in the limelight.
Yeah,
as a man, I would have foregone all of Hollywood, all of that, for somebody trying to say I have to accept this as normal for me to maintain any career. And I think
that's what they did to Dave Chappelle. You see, everyone thought Dave Chappelle lost it, right? He got that brand new contract from Comedy Central, and then they came and was like, "Yo, Dave, all the other great comedians, they wore this dress, and Kevin Hart, we got him on the back burner. If you wear this dress, we got you." And he said, "Hell no." So he fly off to South Africa because his mind was just so warped by what he was seeing, and they brought in Kevin Hart and to replace Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle said, "You know what? I like money. I've been trying to do this thing for 25 years. I struggled, but ain't no amount of money worth me giving up my personal self-respect." I know that's a word that we don't use that much, which is what leads to so many of these Hollywood people committing suicide. And people be asking questions like, how could you commit suicide? And you had all this fame, you had all this money. But what y'all don't be knowing, man, a lot of times people do things to get money in a way that even with all that money sitting in their bank account, even with all that opportunity on the other side of it, what that money can do for them, they cannot get out the bed and look at themselves in the mirror without taking some meth, some cocaine, some heroin. And even that can't hide them and give them enough of an escape.
Yeah, James Brown, Ray Charles, Don Cornelius. Don Cornelius committed suicide. You would think this dude started Soul Train.
Yeah, nobody knew Don Cornelius had them kind of demons, man. So like you said, yeah, man, you never know what the hell going on with these quote unquote celebrities, right?
Yeah, so Michael Jackson, Prince, Heath Ledger,
exactly.
Dude, the list just goes on, and it'll be someone else tomorrow. But my point is that at this juncture that we're at in America overall, and then you're looking at the state of Black America and who they're saying these are our leaders. Give it 5 more years, man. There won't even be like the concept of a Black family, a Native Black American family will be non-existent, because again, the so-called elders, the so-called people that have the biggest platforms to speak out, they've jumped right in front of this parade of clowns. And that's where, and they're leading them straight to into the most destructive era that we've ever seen for Blacks. Like the civil rights movement and the Black Power movement, that stuff is like ancient history now. What you have now is this whole little family destruction era that we're about to enter, man. Like a Black man, he ain't even included in no more. You got that whole Rolling Stones cover from remember back 3 months ago when they had all those covers with Black women in the face of these dead black men like George Floyd, on the face of like t-shirts while sitting there with little adolescent black boys being led by black women. That's your future right there.
The seeds of indoctrination. Go ahead.
You know what?
Go ahead, Spiritual. Go ahead, Spiritual.
You know what else is crazy? You made me think about it. Is that they've already destroyed marriage by empowering women legally. Now they're making it acceptable. Now women are saying you can marry a bisexual man, and somehow that's still some kind of normalized marriage. See, they're distorting things well beyond any kind of its original design, and it's to the point right now where they will get guys to accept anything because we already know women would accept any weak man that allows them to be in the control, because most women, a lot of women just want the money. They just want the position in society. They don't mind a man selling out his dignity. They don't care about a man being the head and representing masculinity or nothing like that. They just say, get that bag so I can get that bag from you. And it's like it's this warping of, even because marriage been warped. Let's be real. It's, for the most part, on a legal level, it's extortion in many cases. It's very rare. If you look at the statistics, a lot of men, and shout out to real, men like Grown Man and Mr. Fantastic, who have marriages that they're the head of their wife and their family, and they promote masculinity and set good examples for their children. But that's the minority. That's the strong minority. Most of these guys, we see a lot of feminist women like Dwayne Wade. He has a feminist stepmother, wife that's a feminist, and it's coincidentally his son has been a casualty of that union, because it really accelerated when he got with her, and she represented this strong feminist Mary Jane caricature. That also says, like Jay-Z, respect to the Jay-Z fans, but we all know Beyonce pushes that feminist kind of ideology.
Yeah,
and
Mother God is bullshit. And I keep telling y'all, man, that Lemonade shit is literally a fucking spell book, bro. You got to look at that shit. I'm telling you, if you ain't never watched it, man, watch the shit on YouTube. And I'm telling you, bro, it's a whole fucking seance. But Hulk, I'm glad you brought that up about Gabrielle Union, because if y'all remember right, not Gabrielle Union started off at first telling the boys, before they sold out the youngest son, that how they should be liking dark-skinned girls and not light-skinned girls.
Right.
So she went from that all the way to, okay, now let's just make you, since you don't want the dark-skinned girls, we will just make you like whole men.
Man.
And yeah, I'm saying it. I'm taking it that far, goddammit. I'm taking it that far.
See what it is, like Gabrielle Union is one of these people who she got with a dude who has more credibility long term, and she got with him. You got to understand, Gabrielle Union like 50 years old, man. So for her, she was just trying to stay relevant. And you got to understand that if you're going to carry that identity politics flag, and they'll give you, we'll put you in a commercial, or we might give you this role, but you got to do this and you got to do that. That's all Gabrielle Union is doing.
A Netflix show, Mary Jane. It shows a black woman as a whore, but somehow empowers her in this position where she's controlling everything.
Well, that's no different than Scandal. You had a situation where you had a black woman, I'm an Ivy League graduate, making 6 figures. She got black men that wanted her or whatever. But nope, she'd rather be a white man's whore than an elite black man's wife. And so you have this culture that in the last 15 years, man, this shit has just went into hyperdrive, dude. Like I can't even keep up with the changes with this identity politics thing, because it's in like hyperdrive. Like they just push it so hard, and they think that all blacks are so dumb. That's why.
Sigma, real quick, Sigma. 2 things, man. I think they actually got her to say that she literally said that line. I would rather be the whore of this man compared to something. And then to your other point is they have to be in hyperdrive, bro, because we are in the way. I keep telling black men, you are in the way. Heterosexual black men, masculine black men, you are in the fucking way. They have a plan for us, but you can't get it did or get it to move into the next fucking shit, bro, to the next level or the next stage until all the masculinity or the majority of masculinity is killed, bro. We in the way.
Well, it's like the black church. Okay, let's look at the institutions, the historical institutions. Let's look at the black church. Look at the schools. It used to be that black men were at least equally as many teachers as there were to women, especially at the administrative level and at the high school levels. Then look at the church. It used to be men that were in charge of everything, and at least half of the congregations. Now, all those things have become feminized, and they really don't offer any value to society. They don't solve any problems for men, especially.
And the black church has pretty much become a Black Lives Matter and LGBT friendly.
Friendly shit. They've taken it over. You were never supposed to have female pastors according to the Bible. So when we talk about the whole church thing, it's like it doesn't reflect the Old Testament that I was raised under. My grandfather from the Old Testament. So I take the things that I read in the Bible literally, eye for an eye. I take it all literally. These people, what they've done in this new age combination with identity politics, basically they say that everything is make believe. And if you want to be a butterfly, we got to accept that you're a butterfly. So it's this world where nothing is real. Like everything is a social construct, even something as much as sex, which sex cannot be a social construct because it happens at the chromosomal level.
Yep, and you know that
XY.
They sold off the black church with that 501c tax exempt status where they can't speak against the government on certain issues. Like once being LGBT became a civil right, the church could no longer maintain their tax exempt status and speak against it. So what happens? And then all the alternative lifestyle preachers and all that stuff.
Who do you got to thank for that? Spiritual. Who you got to thank for that?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama, the first black president himself. The same black president that used the church as a platform, as a soapbox to spit the man. Like I say, bro.
I always said he was the ultimate Trojan horse, though. Like I knew. I knew right away, man. After his first 100, I said this dude was the ultimate Trojan horse, man. Like this like he used that 95% vote. Yeah, he used that 95% of black vote to push issues that related to nothing but non-Native Black American issues, and they failed for it twice.
Opened the Supreme Court up to LGBT.
You said what?
I said he opened the Supreme Court up to LGBT.
Oh yeah, that dude. I mean, he was trained by the CIA. People don't understand like the real history of Barack Obama. When you actually look into his history, you find out that he actually was related to Dick Cheney. You find out that this whole Chicago community organized thing is a total CIA creation. He actually was working at the elite levels in non-governmental organizations for Timothy Geithner's father. You guys look him up, Ben Geithner. Ben Geithner is like a high-level CIA agent, and they actually groomed Barack Obama from a very young age. Now, we only hear about him in Chicago. That's why if you ever read his book, there's like this period in Barack Obama's life that he just skips over. Like he goes from, I was at Occidental School in LA. Then he says he went to Columbia, but there was this period like from like the age about 23 to 30, he just skipped over. So he just went from, I was at Columbia, I was in Harlem, I never met no black people. And then I ended up in Chicago as a community organizer. But in that time, he was actually working for NGOs under the Geithners. That's how he actually knew Timothy Geithner, because he worked for Timothy Geithner's father and his own stepfather over in Indonesia. So a lot of this shit with these public figures and elite is all just like window dressing and good acting. Yep. But behind the scenes, it's a whole, these people are connected as power elites, same schools, parts of the same organizations, and they just playing the American public like a game of tennis. Yeah. And
black people fall for lip service. They fall for lip service every time.
Yeah, you saw that whole thing with Kamala Harris the other day. This is such a joke.
Right.
They were talking about her Timberlands, bro. At a time, just think about this for a second. At a time when 1/3 of all American workers are laid off, at a time when the federal government has to step in every 30 days to extend eviction moratoriums, you had the major news outlets invest in a 24-hour news cycle talking about Kamala Harris had on a pair of Timberlands.
And shout out to Mr. Fantastic. She don't even complain. She don't even identify as black.
Nope.
But it was pure symbolism. They were like, yo, look at her Timberlands. Yeah, of course we just burned the California is burning, and we don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars of damage is done. But don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to these $90 Timberlands that Kamala Harris got on. Can't you black women relate to that? You go, girl. Black girl magic, looking real good in the middle of a total deforestation and destruction. I mean, it's a joke at this point, dude.
Hey, like you said, man. The sad part about it is this, man. The sad, and I guess I guess it's sort of confident at the same time, man. Like I tell you guys, this is why we have to have these conversations, so you can know that you're not crazy. You are seeing what you're seeing. This is not a fucking hoax. This is not a game. This is not a drill. This is the real fucking thing, man. Again, black men, I still say we have a very, very short time to get something together in order to give to the Republican Party, even though it's all but a done deal of the president being reelected, to say this is what we want. And the fact of the matter that the president is a businessman, I know for a fact that if we had the right people to go and present the request to him, the shit could get dead. Because ultimately, man, like I said, after like King Sigma keeps coming to, I'm not even worried about between 20 and 2024. That's pretty much all to be, and hopefully, that's going to stave off, at least a generation of debauchery and craziness. If and when you get the other two Supreme Court justices in there and more true conservative, circuit judges, federal judges throughout the country also. Look, man, the shit that we're going to see before we leave this motherfucker, bro, is going to be of some biblical shit. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I think so too. I never thought I would see, even with this COVID, but like one of the bros on the panel mentioned the Weimar Republic, man. And I'm telling you, dude, when you look at the parallels between where America is now, it's just no different than where Germany was in the 30s, right before the Nazis took power. So I just think that it's going to end up like that. I think that what will happen, the idea of a totalitarian system that liquidates all of this degeneracy, people are going to welcome it. So like you said about the 2020 to 2024, I think Trump is going to win it. So I think it's going to stave it off to a certain extent, because even today, McConnell said that they're going to fill up the last federal court openings for this last 2 or 3 weeks. They're going to get all those last seats. I think it's like 50 seats left, because Trump has put in more federal judges than any president in the last 70 years. But there's still like 50 seats open. So what happened is that because the coronavirus bill was at a standstill between the Republicans and the Democrats, he said, you know what? Unfortunately, there's not going to be a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on the federal bench, and I'm going to get these last 50 seats through, because you only need like 51 votes instead of the 60 votes needed for the coronavirus stuff. And so that's going to help stave it off to a certain degree. But the real battle, if you're a black man in America, it's going to be once 2024 comes, because, again, they pretty much know that Trump is going to win it. The dude, Biden's not even running anymore. Like, you haven't seen him out there.
Yeah, they fucked up and said what's the name's cabinet. They fucked up and said Kamala Harris's cabinet the other day, bro.
Yeah,
wow. It's not hot anymore.
Which is a joke, because, again, wouldn't your whole thing be to keep people stupid about the fact that there is no democracy in America, there is no republic anymore? You would hope that they would be smart enough to keep the people dumb. But they've been so aggressive in pushing that California communist Marxist thing that they just let the shit slip out, man. And people woke up like, whoa, what are y'all doing here? So you got a candidate that dropped out of the primary who couldn't even win her own state. She was in 5th place in her own state during the Democratic primary. And they said, oh, well, it's been 90 days. Maybe everyone has forgotten about it. Let's just go ahead and stuff her in here. And then again, luckily, they made enough mistakes that the public was waking up. Enough in the public was like, yo, this shit is a complete fraud. Biden is not a real candidate. His 50-year record is trash. He's been one of the more anti-black politicians, especially in the Democratic Party. Now you got this woman who she was an enforcer for that whole drug war thing. And you guys think you're going to get us to vote just because you keep saying that Trump's a racist? Nah, man. I lived with Trump for 4 years, and here's the thing that I'm saying. From the reality is that my life has been better under Trump than it was under Barack Obama. I'm sorry to tell y'all.
Yeah, but you're gonna come off. And by the way, thanks for being patient with me, fellas. I apologize for boring and what have you. I was driving, whatever. You guys made some great points I wanted to respond to, but just on King Sigma's last point, brother, most of the people that talk the most noise on the social media networks, which is how they get their messaging, they don't even recognize that. You know that, okay, so how was your last 4 years? Well, it got worse, and you saw all the black men get killed. Well, didn't Trayvon get killed under Barack? Didn't Michael Brown get killed under Barack? Didn't
People are
Walter
brainwashed,
Scott
man.
get
Sandra
killed under
Bland,
Barack?
Sandra
Sandra
Bland,
Bland under
Walter Scott.
Barack. If you want to go there, so I have a I did a 2 month. I'll be brief. I did a 2 month social media fast, as I refer to it as, off outside of YouTube, and I came back. I have this one Facebook group where it's so-called air quotes educated black men, and I tried to show these guys the Anarchy in the USA video. I tried to show them this because I don't want to say some things publicly or whatever, but certain fraternal organizations, read between the lines there or what have you, who are delivering the messaging, I think is much deeper than what people really understand. And that a lot of the so-called boule or these people, you know, it's funny how Kamala Harris, as King Sigma mentioned, never came out and said, as a black woman, I'm so proud to be your vice presidential nominee. She never came out and said that. But them bitches, and yes, I said that, them bitches were the first to go on their Instagrams to even get unofficial shirts printed out. Sigma, you're really into politics, so I know you saw this. You know, and I'm like, and they had the Biden Harris already printed out that was already official. And I'm like, what the fuck? Were these either done before or do they? No, but we already know that, you know, it's kind of like no different than using a sports analogy with the Super Bowl shirts or whatever. Congratulations to the I can't. Oh, Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers or whatever. Then they throw all those shirts. It's already
Well, you gotta
decided.
understand the AKAs are high level escorts, man. There was a big exposure to
Oh, bro.
AKAs. Like
Bro,
the AKAs.
I got a book. I got a book. I want you to roll with that, but I got a book for you that even goes into detail on that. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, like what you're saying, you know, about Kamala Harris, man. If there was ever an example of an empty business suit, it's her. Just the way that they pushed her into power, just the way that her record is garbage. Dude, I just cannot get over the fact that they think that.
But they're educated. They're educated. They don't know about her as a prosecutor and her. They're educated woman, Sigma.
Their whole. I just never seen the whole. I never seen a presidential campaign where the only thing that they're using is he's a racist. Like they haven't talked about their own policy records. They haven't talked about what they've done for different constituencies, especially not no black constituency. But they believe that we're just gonna say that this dude is racist, as if all of y'all are racist. If you're not racist, then you're at least classist. So for the average person, they're totally disconnected from these politicians because if they're not a racist, then they're at least some kind of class elitist. So they're just so disconnected from reality, man. I mean, come on, dude. None of you guys have seen Biden. Anytime they put a microphone in this guy's face, he says some anti-black shit. How do you go from talking about Latinos to talking racism against black people? I was listening to him have a conversation when he said that black people are a monolithic group. The conversation wasn't even about blacks. It was strictly about Latinos, but in his racist mind, he had to bring up black people. Bro, it had nothing to do with black people. They were talking about the Latino vote and how he was struggling with Latinos and what was he going to do to bring in the Latinos. And that's when he started saying, well, unlike the black people who are like a monolithic group, Latins are very diverse in their outlook and their way of thinking.
Hey, Sigma,
let me get in here real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Had the shit on the niggas to build up the Latinos. Let me shout out the for the 5. Much love to King Sigma from a white end. I don't know, a white dude. I guess I don't know. He definitely knows his stuff. I was shocked to hear someone mention the Myanmar Republic in a black space. Hey man, don't be don't be this. Hey, you know who you're dealing with up here, man. Come on, stop it. But she
man. No, all I was gonna say is what I was mentioning about the social media fast. There's a brother who I know who's a pastor, or he became a pastor in his 40s, and he in his early 50s. So I was watching these timelines or what have you. I'm like, okay, let me just see what these, because I was really wanted to go into my group and my sports group. And I scrolled down and I see this one young lady said, if the devil and Donald Trump, it was one of them dumbass memes, but I'm going to explain it. It was like, if the devil and Donald Trump or whatever were dying together, it was one of them kind of setups or whatever. It'd be like, me and the devil will be together or whatever. And then the pastor came and like, yeah, I see you, sister. And I said, isn't it funny how a man of the cloth who understands these things says this? What would you say, sir? I'm like, okay, I'm not trolling you. You put this out, let me do this. And he was like, well, what do you specifically mean? I just came in her status and made a joke. I'm like, okay, now you're full of shit, motherfucker. I said, speaking to the AKA young lady, sweetheart, why can't we just have a discussion about the policies? Please, forget the weak ass white dudes and tiki torches and whatever. Just like I'll forget the Wall Street thing or whatever the fuck that was called or whatever with your favorite president. So let's talk policies. You want some bullshit? I said, and then I replied back and I was like, basically, I said, oh, the typical pejorative. Are you going to call me the C word right now? Even though I'm not a Republican and I definitely not a Democrat. So can we talk about it, miseducated black woman? And I think you guys get what I'm describing, but I just find it insulting that these types, this is how they're communicating their message. I mean, at least come with a points bulletin to where I would have right that I can at least say, okay, well, read between the lines there because we're all very well read, but at least that would be something. No, this ain't even copy and paste bullshit. This is you ain't shit this, and the pastor knows that I got him in a pickle or whatever.
I got the older folks though. I was having a conversation with my mom and my aunt about that thing that you're talking about, and they were telling me about this. Man, we got to get Trump out of there, right? So I said to my mom, like, Mom, so you grew up in Milwaukee and Chicago is where a lot of my aunts is at, right? And I'm like, y'all generation was the generation that got all this over policing, this over incarceration. And I asked her, I said, why would y'all vote for a man who passed the bills that allowed his son and his daughter to do cocaine, heroin, and never see a day in jail, not even with an ankle bracelet, while all of y'all have grown up in a generation where you saw your own kind thrown up in jails like wild animals for crimes that the rich elites that passed those laws, they were doing those kind of drugs, their children were doing those kind of drugs, but they were immune from prosecution and even investigation. Joe Biden's son went into the military in his 40s, bro. He was such a fuck up that he got kicked out of the military for drug usage. And then he used his connections because of the corruption they're involved in to get him a job with Burisma and all that stuff. But I was saying to, I was like, you all saw whole generations of black men and some black women get caught with a little bit of drugs, do 3 or 4 years in prison. But that wasn't really the true impact of that drug thing. The true impact was how it used felonies to destroy people, man. Those felonies, once you got it, you could never get jobs or you couldn't move into certain areas. You were barred from receiving financial aid. So I was asking, like, you're going to vote for someone who passed the kind of draconian laws that destroyed a whole generation of black people. Man, the phone got so damn quiet after I was pointing this out to her because I was explaining to him, like, Joe Biden passed every one of these bills since 1976. Everyone talks about the 1994 crime bill, but no, Joe Biden was the lead on every bill related to crime after 1976, and that didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened because of the Nixon thing. The Democrats, to keep up after that ass whooping that Nixon gave them, they said, we're going to get even harder on crime than the Republicans. And that was Joe Biden's whole career was built on showing the Republicans and the whole world that he was a tough guy, white man. Y'all ain't going to make me look like a punk up here. I'm just as tough as these white Republican men. So he was even harder. And he said that I'm gonna put you in prison for jaywalking. You can go out there and get the video right now of Joe Biden saying, in this bill, we even make jaywalking a crime. So I was telling my mom this shit, man. She was just like, she didn't even want to talk about it no more because she was operating off of feelings because being out there, he was watching the riots, and then she was watching the shooting of Blake and all that stuff. So emotions. That's why women, you even with your own mom and sisters and shit, all you gotta do is have a logical conversation, and you can see how emotional they are in comparison. Because I'm telling you, at first she was like, you know, they rioting down here, and I'm like, so let me get this right. You're in a state that's run by Democrats, a city that's run by Democrats, and the city council and the mayor, but you're saying that Donald Trump is to blame, even though all these riots and all these killings are happening in cities that Democrats are leading. And she just, it's like there was no response because it was all emotional reaction to what she was seeing on TV, but she wasn't thinking below the surface. And it was just complete silence, man.
This is one second. To the two brothers, these my brothers who joined the panel, and my bad, just doing. I normally don't do this from the phone, so when I click off and go on, that's what it is. I was speaking with my mother, and before these two glorious brothers joined, I just want to get this in brief. To King Sigma's point, my mother was an election poll worker, and it's kind of funny how the emotionalism, because she's a woman at the end of the day. She's like, read these positions or whatever. That's how I know. I was a political science major, okay? When I was in school, man, my mother even has fallen into this stuff. But now, as King Sigma described, I'll talk to my mother. I said, okay, so why do you hate this guy? Not that I don't kiss Trump's ass. I don't kiss the Republicans' ass. I call it down the middle. But, my point is, I said, so name me a policy or name me this. I said, I ain't talking about tiki torch, weak ass white niggas or what have you. I'm talking about name me a policy that has deprived black folks. Go. And then my mother just sent me a text, Kareem, just be safe. And what that really was you talking some real truths, and people ain't gonna like that kind of shit. So even though I'm an older woman, and I think you guys get what I'm saying. I don't have to go into the laborious detail, but I already know the hard-hitting brother, Lil Big Nate. Shout out to you, my man. And by the way, of all the things you learned from me, it ain't about no Osculum and Fane, motherfucker, but you my brother. And then shout out to my other brother, Daniel Myrie. I'm going on mute.
Salute.
I'm just listening to y'all.
Well, if I could chime in, man, I appreciate that, Sir Tice. King Sigma, pleasure to always be on a panel with you, my man, Mr. Miri. And appreciate you letting me on. It's fantastic. Brothers, I understand the apprehensiveness with pulling that lever for a Republican. I understand. We have a 60-year history with the Democrat Party. Our mothers were all probably staunch Democrat supporters. But how many of you have taken honest assessments of your mothers? Let's just be honest, bro. Look at the kind of woman, and not all of our mothers weren't perfect, and they weren't completely bad people either. But I, for one, can tell you that just being honest with you, my mother didn't teach me anything. I remember helping with my homework a few times, but she didn't teach me anything because that's really not a woman's job. It's a man's job to set up the structure of the household, to provide guidance, things of that nature. If you want a clear idea of what voting for one particular party does to a group of people, just look at what black women have become, man. They are the most stalwart supporters of the Democrat Party and their policies. I don't care what you call yourself. If you want to vote Democrat, vote it. But you have to begin to acknowledge what you're voting for. Our default setting as black people is to pull that lever or press that button for the Democrats. Okay. And I've asked this question for several years, and there's been no one that's really been able to answer it. What has the Democrat Party ever done for black men? What appeals have they ever made to black men? Now you may say, well, what appeals have the Republican made to black men? Well, we don't vote for the Republicans for the last 60 years. So why would they make any appeals to us?
Well, I think that Democrat, you got to understand that Trump, he's more like an anomaly, right? He brought in his whole agenda. He changed the direction of the Republican Party because he came from a Democratic background. So he's kind of like reshaping the party himself.
Absolutely. More popular.
You know what? No other Republican since Nixon went so aggressively after black male voters, even though they didn't need the votes to win. They're looking at the future. They're like, hey, this country's going to be more non-white, and we need to begin the process of developing a bench of young talent within the Republican Party. That's why you're seeing Daniel Cameron. Man, that was a powerful statement that he made at the RNC when he said to Joe Biden, directly looking into the camera, Joe Biden, look at me. I'm not in change, and my mind is my own. That you see the news? Woo, that right there. But that was one of the most powerful political moments since Barack Obama's run, because he had a good run too. But Daniel Cameron looked in that camera. He said, Joe Biden, your racist mind. Look at me. I'm not in chains. My mind is my own. It doesn't belong to Republicans. It doesn't belong to Democrats. It belongs to me. And that, to me, was a very watershed moment. Now, of course, the mainstream, they could not talk about it. You can't have a black man that's a Republican that's young and on the come up speaking like that. So that's the problem that I think that they run into, is that they're realizing that this country is going to be more non-white than ever. But when you survey black men, even since the last 50 years, they've always been more traditional than white men, Latin men, or Asian men. But the one thing is that we've always been such a threat to white men's own insecurities that instead of like working with us, they've always worked against us because of that sexual competition thing. But they're starting to realize that they're not going to be able to sustain their situation unless they create talent in the other ethnic groups. So they had already been doing it with the Latinos. They had already been doing it with the Asians, but the black man, that tug of war has always been between us. And now they're seeing that, hey, when it comes to the certain values, you're going to have some kind of allies. We don't got to be friends, but on certain things, we could be allies. And I think that now they're seeing that truth that black men were always the most traditional is there. And no one loves liberty more than black men. I keep trying to tell y'all, the Constitution means nothing if black men don't mean anything. We give the Constitution meaning. We give the laws of freedom and justice meaning because we are the ones whose backs that have been walked all over for 500 years while other groups try to claim these things. We're the only group that knows what it means to be free to make your own choice, because even now in 2020, you see how nobody wants the black man to be free. They want you to be restrained and constrained in all things that other humans are allowed to freely express.
But why do we need to worry? You said the white man, they look at these other racial groups and understand they need to work with them and develop talent in these other groups because their numbers are decreasing so significantly. Why do black people care so much about who likes us? It's disgusting, especially us as black men. You honestly mean to tell me this white man can go on Arsenio Hall, play the saxophone, and that warms the cockles of your heart? Hillary Clinton can take a bottle of hot sauce out of her purse and dance with Roland Martin, dance a jig with this nigga, and it warms our hearts? This is insanity.
Well, look, let me hop here real quick. Shout out to YView Now 23 for the $2. Great discussion, guys. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your donation. And we got another one from DeAndre Strange for the $4.99. My cousin said she'd rather her son be gay than a Republican. God damn, man. Man, come on, man.
I want to chime in. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, man, I gotta listen. I've heard so much like disrespectful and just downright. I can't even put a word to it, man. Just abhorrent, evil, vindictive, despicable, man. Just like when they said the thing, y'all told me in this space, I didn't know that there were black women out here saying, hey, if it's a black boy, abort it.
Abort your shit. If it's a boy, abort him. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and again, man, this again, and y'all, what more proof do you need, black men? I keep telling y'all, man, we don't have no friends in this shit. That's why this place right here ain't no motherfucking safe space, but we motherfucking nigga, we a mace space out this bitch, bro. You gonna have to kill us to get this shit that you want. You gonna have to. You gonna have this fucking battleground in the motherfucking. This is the war room, man. I keep telling y'all. And I know it seems like it's just YouTube and shit like this, but just like I'm learning this shit, man. It's a lot of you brothers learning this shit. Like shout out to Corlock. Corlock didn't know that that Magic Johnson's son was a whole bear meat nigga. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, it's something new every day, bro. From the funny shit to the extremely serious shit. But go ahead, or you got it, brother. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
You got it, man.
What up?
So to start off with the whole Andrew Gillum thing, again, Black people need to stop voting based on identity politics. Just because a person looks Black, what about the policy? I want to start there. I'm so sick and tired of this. Is even in my own family too. My mom always says this ignorant shit. Oh, as long as you Black, I don't care. So that's what all you care about is race, not the policy. And I'm gonna say this: Black women, I don't talk to politics with Black women at all because most of them are dumb. I'm just gonna be straight up with y'all. They're stupid when it comes to politics. They're only gonna vote based on skin color, not policy. My own aunt said that she doesn't care about the racist things that Joe Biden says. She said as long as Trump is out of office, she doesn't care. That just proves it all again. Black women are not smart in politics, and I don't even think that women should vote. Period. I believe that the 19th Amendment should be repealed, in my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree, but that's just mine.
Myri, can you tell me? Can you verbalize what her problem is with Trump, just real quick? What is her problem with him?
She just goes back. She just said that he's ignorant and he's racist and this. I was like, what racist things? It's just the same. It's the same rhetoric stuff.
Gotcha.
When I had that conversation with my mom, something that I brought up to her was like, because we were talking. This is when that whole Central 9 thing was happening, where they were being exonerated and they were being on Netflix. And I said something to her. I said, Mom, check this out. Think about what you're saying. Donald Trump, for whatever he may have done as a private citizen, and I ain't about to put on no cape for none of these bastards, but I'll say this. You can't equate what someone did and said as a private citizen versus what someone did with the power of the law to take freedom and life under the government. When you look at Biden, we know what damage he did to Black Americans. Hundreds and thousands of Black people were put in prison for long sentences and over sentences as far as like Kamala Harris, because, you know, she had those Black men in prison out there fighting fires when they were supposed to be out of prison. So that was all part of that state, that Jim Crow state that Joe Biden created. And I was saying to my mom, like, so you claim that he said this in that little documentary, but do you realize that for whatever he said, he didn't have the power to incarcerate anyone. He didn't have the power to take anyone's freedom. Joe Biden and the Democrats and the Republicans at that time that helped them, they took away freedom. They ruined lives. What I'm trying to get at is that there were so many people who had a father or a mother who was a caretaker, who, even if they only went to prison for like a year or two, once they got that felony, they were blocked from economic opportunities across the board, and they were limited to certain jobs where they couldn't even, afford to take care of their families. But you're going to vote for people that actually took away freedoms, that actually incarcerated. Trump and the Republicans were the first party to pass criminal reform in the last 40 years. So he actually released more people when he got the power to do it than the Democrats did over 40 years. So I'm
legislation with Senator Tim Scott. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I may not be a Republican, and I've been my whole life a Democrat up until the last election. I became a libertarian. But my point is that I'm not looking at what the title of a party is. I'm looking at what they've done, what their policies are. I've seen them do more for Black men. I used to always ask, why the hell is it that Barack Obama didn't exonerate and pardon Jack Johnson? That was a little small thing. He wouldn't even do it for 8 years. The family of Jack Johnson and other people came to Barack Obama and says, hey, you need to pardon Jack Johnson. He wouldn't even do it. Just a pardon.
Real quick though, the main reason why Black women are voting for Joe Biden is because he was Obama's vice president. That's why. And let's be real, Black women would not be voting. Black women look at color when it comes to everything. Like I'll give you all an example. If Barack Obama did not marry Michelle, black women wouldn't have voted for him. They wouldn't even give a shit about this election. It's all about who looks like them at a complexion. That's all they care about is race.
Black woman with a white man, then it doesn't matter.
They actually put gender before complexion. Now that's where you're wrong at. Now it might have been true about complexion back in 08, but based on the kind of social engineering and Hollywood program of the last 12 years or so, dude, I'm telling you right now, they actually put gender before the complexion. Now, matter of fact, they're trying as hard as they can to run away from that complexion.
Anything that benefits women is a detriment to men. I've been trying to tell guys this at my job. Y'all need to stop giving these women power. Y'all need to stop.
Anything that's a detriment to masculine men is actually a detriment to women, because long term, we're seeing the results is that they're getting what they want and they're miserable with it. That's why every day you hear one of these radical feminists who you would have never thought would have said anything positive about men saying, man, I regret that I actually embraced that. I should have embraced the womanhood and respecting men, because that shit only lasts for so long. One day you wake up, you're 45 years old, your eggs done dried up. Even if you got a high status job, you're incomplete as a woman. And so they're waking up and finding out that they rejected something that was actually a good thing. And now they're angry because the men gave them what they want and they don't want it as much as they thought. So
me personally, I don't give a shit about the women. They can do what I don't really care for them because most of them are stupid anyway. They're not relevant to me. Go ahead.
What society has to understand is when you benefit the man, you automatically benefit the woman and children. Men are community minded. Men are family minded. That's how we're wired, literally. So every move you make as a man, as an adult, in the back of your mind is how this will probably benefit your eventual family. Women never think like that. Everything they do is for them, their self-aggrandizement, their movement forward. What we do is for us. What they do is for them. And unfortunately, we're getting to a point where we're just going to have to think about ourselves.
Yeah, that's what it's going to have to come to. Fuck the women. Fuck them.
To a great degree,
no offense.
That's what it is, man. And you're going to have, all you gentlemen on the fence, you gentlemen saying, you know what, I can't stand Trump, I'll just sit it out. I want you're going to have to look at what this 60-year relationship with the Democrat Party has done to black women.
Okay, but you're being dishonest, man.
Okay, no. Tell me how I'm being dishonest, sir. I'd love to hear that.
Because here's the thing. First of all, shout out to y'all. I just want to make this very clear because I actually made a video about the problem with black conservatives and just why there's this. They never want to give the full picture as to why black people vote for Democrats, despite them knowing they won't do anything.
Give me the full picture. Give me the full picture then.
Okay, let me look. On one hand, yes, when it comes to the Democratic Party, yes, Democratic Party, white liberals, they will look. One of the main reasons why Democrats always do but much better is because although they don't do shit when it comes to black people, they are much more inclined to actually speak to the issues of black people have. Now they may not give a fuck.
Like what?
Oh my god!
Why are you getting all wound up?
They will bring. Okay, no. I swear. They will speak to they'll speak to police brutality. Okay, they won't talk about black on black crime. Like, look, I'm not saying that the right. First of all, I want to make it very clear. I actually supported Donald Trump in 2016, so I know about all this. But the problem is, one of the reasons why Democrats have done so much more better, and I say that as somebody who previously supported Donald Trump, because they're actually able to speak on issues of race. Every time.
That's all they talk about is race. That's all they talk about.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear about race. I just want to talk about policy.
Sir, let me explain something to you real quick. And I'm not I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you, but I need you to listen. Sir, I need you to listen to me. I need you to listen. Okay. Now, this is what the Democrats have done. These people that you say speak to our issues about race. The Democrat Party saw the incredible performance of the economy. They saw black men moving in the direction of voting for Donald Trump. Democrats.
Okay, first of all,
let me finish. Sir, let me finish.
Hold up, you cut me off. You didn't let me finish. You cut me off a little bit, Nate.
I thought you were done. I thought
Trump is getting more black votes, by the way. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't done. Okay, let me finish. Now, okay, this is gonna okay. I'm gonna answer everything on one quick dive. Okay, first, when it comes to Democratic Party, right? They took the issue of race. The reason why race matters to Black people in America is because of our history here. Now, I agree with you that it gets overused and they don't do anything about it. But the problem is, I'm not going to pretend as if, because I've been on the Republican side. They make it very clear that as long as you're only spewing, as long as you don't ask anything from the party and you're just there saying, yes, Trump, yes, this, yes, that, then they're not going to deal with you. But as soon as you start bringing up issues for the Black community, all of a sudden now is, oh, why are you bringing up race? Oh, and here's the thing. I understand Democrats do it to be a thing. Democrats are at least smart enough where they actually try to pay lip service to it. This is the reason why Black people vote for Democrats, even though they know they don't do anything. And on top of that, to continue my thing, right? When it comes to Black men voting for Donald Trump, that has nothing to do with the Democratic Party. That is like that is accumulation of years of the godocracy in the United States. That's really what it is. And on top of that, added with the fact that with Democrats picking Kamala Harris, it just pushed a lot of brothers off. Illegal immigrant, a lot of factors played into possibly more Black men voting for Republicans. But see, what I will tell those guys is, what you guys need to understand is this: Republicans and Democrats are essentially two sides of the same coin. They're both controlled by essentially by an elite plutocracy. What the Democrats do is they're used to push policies through that the public will typically the greater society won't accept, and Republicans they're there to appease the conservative population of the United States. This is the reason why, even though now, first of all, okay, when Republicans did not have a majority in the courts, they will constantly throw challenges up to try to overturn stuff. But it's so crazy how now that they have a conservative majority, you have a conservative Supreme Court with John Roberts and Neil Gorsuch voting for LGBT rights. That happened this term, by the way, upholding DACA. Okay, these are not Obama appointed judges. These are Trump conservative Supreme Court justices supporting LGBT, upholding LGBT, upholding DACA, upholding all these things that, oh, if we just vote Republican, things will change. Well, I support Republicans in 2016. I support Donald Trump putting the Supreme Court justices. Okay. But see, what ended up happening was when these judges got up in the office, into the court system and Supreme Court, they essentially upheld the same shit. Okay. And that's even with the conservatives. And on top of the Republican Party right now, they essentially made it very clear that they may speak to those social issues, but they have no intentions of actually changing anything.
Okay.
So why can't y'all be honest and say at the end of the day, Republicans, they're really only there to appease a lot of Democrats are there to push controversial topics and get people riled up. Republicans are there to appease the greater masses. This is the reason why whenever they actually bring up these cases to the Supreme Court, these conservative justices, they show their true faces. Okay.
All right. Can I address this now? First of all, John Roberts is a chameleon. Okay, he's not a conservative.
What about Neil Gorsuch? What about Kavanaugh? Okay, because Neil Gorsuch too, and Kavanaugh.
Now you're interrupting me, sir. You're interrupting me, sir. Okay.
Wasn't that DACA decision 5-4 though?
This gentleman.
Yes, but here's the problem. Okay, but hold on. Because with that decision, that you ain't give all the details in the DACA.
Y'all know that the Republicans and the Democrats are against Trump too, right? Trump is basically by himself. It's both the establishment, Republicans and Democrats are against Trump.
What this gentleman hears is the word Republican and it triggers him.
Well,
because I'm not
bruh, I support
let me say this. Let me address you. Let me address you, Hammer. Okay. Now, let me show. First of all, Republicans and Democrats are not both sides of the same coin. That's not true. There are significant differences between the party, and there are significant similarities between the two parties. What you have to understand, Republicans are not Republican rank and file. The Republican establishment's for open borders, but Republican rank and file are not. The Republican rank and file are not trying to put your son in a dress. The Republicans are not telling black women it's okay to be obese. The Republicans are not telling black women it's okay to murder their children at a clip of 370,000 a year through abortion. The Republicans are not telling black women it's okay not to have a father in the home. They're not the same side of the same, different sides of the same coin. So that's a lie, number one. Number two, let me tell you how evil your Democrats are, how absolutely maniacal and evil they are. What they did this year, they saw that the economy was booming, that black men were moving towards Trump, that much of their support was extremely soft, no excitement, no one amped about any of the candidates. So what they did, they decided to get a group of virulently anti-straight black male lesbians, create a front group called Black Lives Matter, and then they use the bodies of dead black men, only dead black men that were created by white men, and then raised hundreds of millions of dollars to fund all top Democrats' campaigns. The Democrat Party's campaign coffers have been filled on the backs of dead black men, and the Democrat Party doesn't even address us. We don't exist to them. The black family is the black woman and the black child. Your Democrats are maniacal, evil monsters. Just look at what they've turned black women to in the past 60 years. There is no group of people in this country more devoted and dedicated to voting for Democrats. And do you want me to run through the statistics of black American women, their obesity, the AIDS rate, their bisexuality rate? You want me to talk about their out of wedlock birth rate? You want me to talk about the horrible attitudes, the abusive attitudes many of them have? Do you want to go to World Star and look at the tens of thousands of videos that have been posted showing black women engaged in the most barbaric behavior imaginable? Would you like to go look at them, sir?
Well, I think something
and
else.
also, black women have a net worth of $5, by the way. Go ahead.
I think something that you guys missed, though, and even beyond what Little Big Nate and Hammer are going back and forth about, for me, I don't care what black women voters do. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not my issue.
Me too, bro. Fuck them.
My issue is actually the misandrous nature of Democrats. That's my issue. It's like when I look at the Dear Colleague letter from Joe Biden and Al Franken and Barack Obama from 2011 and what that established on college campuses and that precedent that is set for the rest of society over the last 9 years. When I look at Kamala Harris coming out of that California, her being a radical feminist with no core values, and Joe Biden being a total hypocrite in the way that he was accused by Tara Reid and 7 other women of different kinds of sexual harassment, rape, and molestation. But if he gets in there, he was the one that wrote that letter, and even more so than Barack Obama and Franken, which became a victim of it. Can you imagine, with the most radical feminist administration in the history of the world, under a guy who don't even know what room he in, he don't know his birthday, he don't know the difference between his wife and his sister anymore, and the power that he would give to the California radical feminists under a Kamala Harris administration over men? The tagline for the future for American men will be "No country for straight men," specifically straight black men. And there'll be an asterisk there, because whatever manhood is left in this country for men, you already know that all the other groups are going to promote white men. You got black women out here worshiping white men, Asian women out here worshiping white men, and white women, they can't stand these white dudes to the extent that they have to, but they'll get back on board. So there will be no one left to help out the black men. So for me, what Little Big Nate and Hammer are going back and forth with, that's not actually the reason why I have such a problem with the Democrat. Mine is that they hate black men in everything that they do. They use us, and they use us
I can touch base on that.
They use us for symbolism, but when it comes to improving the lives of black boys and black men, they have nothing.
I just talked about that. I just talked about it.
And Little Big is, bro, it's almost the exact same thing on the other side, man. It's just packaged differently.
I have no idea.
The way no, don't worry, bro. I'm gonna tell you exactly.
I've never heard
when it
Republicans
comes,
say believe all women. I've never heard
never.
Republican
Okay,
Party say believe all women.
okay. Here's the problem. When it comes to the Democratic Party, right? Yes, they promote feminist values, but when it comes to Republicans, their thing is just white men. Now the thing is, when they put out the policy, they'll say, "Oh, men."
No, that's not what you said. No, I didn't say feminism. I said misandry. There's a big difference.
Okay,
feminism and misandry. Misandry,
the hatred of men. I know.
Hatred of men. And when you put in people that hate men and they have control of policy, we've already seen kind of like the tip of the iceberg over the last decade of what they're capable of. And if you listen to some of these lunatic feminists that are at Vogue magazine and at the top think tanks, the thing is, all men are trash. All men are rapists. They are actually putting this shit in the mainstream media and being given platforms. If they get the ear of a presidential administration with their Looney Tune ideas against men, there will be no safe place for men. All these corporate jobs, they already kicked black men out 20 years ago. There won't even be any men in these jobs.
Yes, but
and King Sigma, real quick to everybody though. And what you know what was a big spit to a black man in his face? When you're having Billy Porter singing at the DNC, that's what they think of us.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
That's what they think of us, and that really pissed me the hell off.
That's not what the Republicans think, sir.
That really ticked me the hell off. A dude wearing pants and a dress, really? That's what they think of us. So that really pisses me the hell off. That really ticked me off the wrong way, bro. I don't appreciate that shit.
I knew that we've been saying for a long time in this space, you probably new to that idea. We've been telling people that was the plan from the beginning with these people. This is what they want. They want a black man who is feminized and castrated, and his only use is as a utility for helping them get funds and votes. Outside of that, they don't want nothing to do with you. So that was just like the culmination of the last 4 years of the anti-Trump. We got to beat Trump. And black men, the only way they can control black men is to put them out there as like this feminized character. But again, they know what the numbers are. The media has been lying about the polls. The poll that Rasmussen put out last week showed that the approval rating for Trump was at 40%. And when they asked these voters, do they really like Trump? Most of them said, not really, but they just saw him as actually the lesser of two evils if you're a black man. Now, if you're a black woman, you've gotten way more out of the Democratic Party. You've gotten the freedom to do whatever you want to do. You've gotten different kinds of grants and monies, and you've gotten a couple jobs because, again, they're about to be replaced by Latina women. And I was saying to Mr. Fantastic when I got on, my prediction is that Trump wins, but the Democratic Party, after this election, they'll realize that there's such a split in the black voters between black men and black women. They're going to move on from blacks, I believe. And what they're going to do, they're going to focus all their energy on Latinos and the suburban white woman for the next 4 years in hopes.
You're right. Because the Latino population is increasing. You're right about that.
They're larger than us now.
Yeah, they surpassed us this year. So they're actually bigger than the population now. So what'll happen, the Republican Party has a big bench of Republican senators and those that are running for governor. So that's usually where your presidents comes from, the senatorial offices and the governor's offices. There are no black governors in America right now. People forgot that. See, that was the mistake that the Democrats made this election. If they were smart and they had thought it through, they actually would have picked Joe Biden. If he was going to be the candidate, they would have put him at least with Whitmer. Here's why. 2 reasons. One, Whitmer is a white woman feminist, but she had a black male lieutenant governor. So they could have sold blacks on the idea going forward into 2020 and 2024. Hey, we put Whitmer in there, but now we got a black lieutenant governor. We still got a black senator in New York and in California. But what has happened is that they don't have no bench, because that's where you pull your presidential candidates from. So when you look at the Latinos, they got a lot of Latino governors. They got a lot of Latino senators on both parties. So the way I see it, this is the last stand for the black vote, in my opinion, in any big way.
Okay, and
also the Democrats are against guns. They want to take your guns away. That's also a big difference too. Go ahead.
I'd love to speak to that.
Okay, first of all, you guys still haven't addressed my point, okay? I know all the rhetoric. I've been on the road. I know rhetoric.
It's not rhetoric, it's facts.
Wait. Hold on, wait. So, Hammer, shoot it to me and I got you. So tell me exactly what you want to address.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? First of all, let me make this very clear to everybody. I believe that in this year in 2020, you're going to see a huge percentage of black men voting for Donald Trump, and that's because the Kamala Harris duel is going to be so appalling. Dudes are going to say no. But see what I want to do is this. It is true Republicans, they speak to these issues of much more conservative lens. But see, I am separating that from what they actually do when they're in office. Because all you guys are saying, look, I already bought the product in 2016. That's why I already know all these things. But see, I saw how all these judges they put into place with Kavanaugh and Gorsuch. I was waiting for this. Yes, and look, I hear all this talk. I hear all this fight against misandry. But at the end of the day, I know one thing: when Democrats put the judges in place, the judges vote for their side. So I want to see how is this new conservative Supreme Court going to vote when the rubber meets the road? Because before, when they had Justice Kennedy, and it was a swing court, they will always vote conservative. Well, guess what? Now that they have the numbers to do it, are they actually going to do it? And what did we see? We saw Gorsuch and essentially Steve.
What happened?
Oh shit!
I think that YouTube cut him off.
Right now, in a 6-3 decision, and see when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, okay." When it comes to
you gotta slow down, Abraham.
You're putting all the onus on the Supreme Court. Everything in the world is about the Supreme Court.
What decision are you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm talking about a Supreme Court decision.
Hammer. Okay, Hammer. Wait, brother. Again, the president assigns the Supreme Court justice, and again, he cannot determine the mind of or the leanings of that thing. I noticed that about Kavanaugh too. Kavanaugh, especially after what the fucking the Republican Party did for him in getting to it, you figure he would be lockstep and fucking is strictly conservative as possible, but he's just not, bro. He's somewhere in the middle. So again, you can't fault the president for electing someone under conservative pretenses and them not living up to the what they promote themselves to be. That's not the president's fault.
But remember, what
another problem? Another problem is the fact that you're not understanding.
I'm posting a private chat.
Hammer, what decision were you talking about with the 6-3 decision?
Don't worry, I'm gonna go and post in a private chat. So
all right, well, there's a problem, Hammer. You don't understand that things take time. It took 40 years for gay people to get the right to their gay marriage. You don't elect or you don't appoint some Supreme Court justices and then boom, things turns around. That's ridiculous to think that. How long did it take to get to the point where you had DACA? It was almost a 40-year fight over immigration before DACA came. These things take decades.
Obama did that illegally, by the way. But go ahead, Nate. He did that legally without Congress' permission.
Even with the DACA decision, Hammer, you're wrong. You're looking at the situation. You didn't read the decision. If you read the decision, it was a technical.
I'm talking about the LGBT situation.
I'm talking about DACA. With the DACA decision, okay. And the reason that they didn't give Trump what he wanted, they said you have to refile this with different language. The actual ability of the president to get rid of the executive order is old law. But the issue was they said it couldn't be arbitrary in the way Trump did it. So he even said it himself. Trump and his lawyer, they said that, hey, we're gonna wait till after the election. We're gonna get the language right, and they'll do the same thing that the Supreme Court did with the travel ban by giving them that power. The same thing they did with the border wall. He will get the ability to overturn DACA. He decided to wait until after the election because of the procedural part of it. It was a procedural thing.
But if you look at the Supreme Court decision, right? And by the way, this essentially proves my sort of view that they're essentially two sides of the same coin. The way the Supreme Court wrote it is that Donald Trump always had the power to essentially overturn the executive order. But the thing is, he had to write an actual formal executive order taking down DACA. Instead, because Trump knew that by doing that, it could alienate Hispanic voters, which Republicans are trying to sort of lean more now. What he did is he essentially had Jeff Sessions in the Justice Department write some technicality saying, well, the Justice Department has decided that this is unconstitutional, so we're gonna completely knock down the program.
It was
That was the wrong way. I know, but here's the thing: that was the wrong way to do it. He was supposed to sign an executive order to actually overturn it, but see, he didn't want to do that. He understood
you don't understand how dangerous a precedent executive order set. Presidents are not supposed to be willy-nilly signing executive orders.
Facts.
A president is supposed to do everything in his power to avoid signing an executive order. You don't understand that, Hammer.
In fact, in the back of what Little Big Nate is saying, in fact, the reason that Obama passed the executive order in the first place is that because for 30 years and multiple presidential administrations and congressional bodies, they kept kicking the can down the road.
Exactly.
The DACA decision culminated after 30 years of the inability of Congress in all its formations they had. And sometimes it was a supermajority Democrats, sometimes it was a supermajority Republican, sometimes it was split, sometimes it was a Democratic president, sometimes it was a Republican president. But after 30 years, they hadn't gotten anything done on immigration reform. America has been 30 or 40 years since they had any immigration reform.
So, I believe it was 40.
So Barack Obama, he said, you know what? I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm just going to do something. So he did it. Now, we know from a constitutional standpoint, like what Little Big Nate is saying, it was an unconstitutional order.
Yeah, he did it illegally.
Executive orders are dangerous.
5-4. And again, you're blaming Trump for a person that was put on the Supreme Court by George W. Bush. They're not the same kind of Republican, first off.
Trump is unpopular.
All I'm saying is that all he had to do was write an look. First of all, Donald Trump just passed an executive order to essentially circle around the quote unquote stimulus check packages that Congress did.
Because the Democrats and Republicans haven't done anything. Because they keep
exactly. So someone bring me this argument that all of a sudden now he's so afraid of having
You're not listening. You are a totalitarian.
He's emotional. Of course, he's not listening.
You don't.
I'm not emotional.
You are emotional.
You don't want the president passing executive orders. He passed executive orders to keep food on the tables of Americans because the Democrats and Republicans can't cut a deal. The bills for raising money and the COVID stimulus and all that, the Congress is supposed to pass that. He stepped in because if he didn't step in, even at this date right now, they still haven't passed it. In fact, Nancy Pelosi, Meadows, and McConnell just admitted that they're probably not even going to get anything passed this year. So he stepped in and said, you know what? We got to put money in these Americans.
No.
And by the way, the Democrats wanted to give illegal immigrants stimulus checks, non-Americans. That's why the Republicans didn't want to pass it. But the mainstream media, hold on, listen. But the mainstream keeps on line say that, the Republicans are selfish. And again, I'm not a Republican, but the Democrats keep playing the American people saying, we care about you. No, they don't. The money, they wanted to waste the American tax dollars for illegal immigrants. Everything that the Republicans that block the Democrats, everything the Democrats wanted to do was for illegal immigrants.
Proving
that's why Congress has been fighting.
Republicans are just complicit on legal immigration as Democrat. Okay, they allow illegal immigrants to come and work on these farms when it comes to these southern states.
Now,
a lot of these white. Here's the problem: when illegal immigrants were working on farms, a lot of these white Republican voters, nobody cared. But as soon as these illegal immigrants went into these other job fields, all of a sudden now Republicans want to act like they're so conservative.
No. Well, Hammer. If I can address that real quick. I just said the Republican establishment is for open border.
Okay, but that's the look. It doesn't matter what
the Republican rank and file are not. The masses of conservatives and Republicans are absolutely dead set against it.
And thank you, fantastic. So y'all can see the link. I posted down there.
And also, Hammerhead. The people that support Trump, they're Trumplicans. They're not Republicans. Okay. They're not really Republicans. They're Trumplicans. And again, people don't really like the people that vote Trump. They don't really like the Republicans like that either, because most of them are basically libertarians.
Trump's got 4 more years. Trump's got 4 more years. After that, the party is going to revert back to George H.W. Bush, where they're going to speak on the both sides of their mouth. Okay, the rhinos are going to come back. So this idea, look,
how are you forecasting that? How are you forecasting what's going to happen?
That's what's because Ever since Trump has gotten into office, the establishment has fought him since day
I
one.
have to disagree with you, Hammer, because if you look at some of the talent that Trump has underneath him, because okay, I'll get an example out of Nevada. When that dude ran for Senate, Joe Heck, I don't know if you remember him, but the guy that he went against Trump, and because of that, he ended up losing the election to the Latina chick, Catherine Maisto, which you guys can write her name now, because I'm telling you right now, the Democratic candidate for president in 2024 is going to be that chick from Nevada, the senator. She ended up getting her seat because she defeated Joe Heck. Joe Heck lost his seat because he went against Trump. And there's been a lot of people that Trump has helped keep their seats. And in my state right now, we have a Republican that's neck and neck with the Democrat senator that he's running up against. And they haven't had a race that close here in, I believe, 12 years between a Republican and a Democrat. So he has molded his own talent. And look at that dude, Daniel Cameron, the black guy. He's a guy that supports Trump and McConnell and them. So what I'm trying to say is that he's put in place younger people that that he's helped get in there. They've helped fund him. He's helped them, and they're going to come after him. So this idea is just like, oh, it's going to go back. That's not necessarily true.
And also, there's young Republicans that are coming up, like you said, King Timber. They're young because let's be real. Most of the people that are senators and in Congress, they're old. You know what I mean? We gotta get some young blood in there. We gotta get some young folks up there.
Look at Tim Scott, the only black.
I'm in South Carolina. He runs the state.
Jamie Harrison is running. I'm voting for Jamie Harrison. I'm in South Carolina.
Yes,
you mean the Democrat, Jamie Harrison?
They got the guy in Michigan, John Jones.
Jamie Harrison is a Republican.
What's the dude in Michigan?
He's a Republican?
His name is
he's running against Lindsey Graham.
Oh, you don't like Lindsey Graham.
No, I don't. I'm not a fan of Lindsey Graham. No, sir.
Oh, I thought Jamie Harrison was a Democrat.
No, Jamie Harrison.
Okay.
The dude in Michigan is a the black Republican name is like James Jones or something out of Michigan. He's running neck and neck with the Democrat in Michigan. So what I'm trying to say is that there's people that have embraced Trump's way of doing things from a populist level that are in the Democratic Party. I mean, in the Republican Party, and they'll carry on.
He's a Democrat, little Big Nate.
He was a Democrat. My bad.
You had the Tea Party.
Jamie Harrison was a Republican.
Nah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you had the Tea Party in 2010, and then they kind of got beaten back by the corporatists. But remember, they put people in there like Rand Paul. Remember, they took out Eric Cantor. People forgot about that. Eric Cantor got beat by one of those Tea Party guys. He had the biggest upset in the House's history when he got beaten in his primary by one of those Tea Party populist kind of guys. So I think that you may be underestimating the trend over the last 12 years within the Republican Party.
The party always has these populist leanings, like the Tea Party. But what ends up happening is these young candidates, they always get absorbed into the greater sort of political structure. That's what always happens. Because once they step in, and Mitch McConnell, look, why do you think Mitch McConnell wants young folks? It's not because he wants them to go against the establishment. He wants to train them so they can replace it. They're absorbed into the establishment and they're essentially trained. And 5-6 years later, all of a sudden, nothing's changed. And by the way, let me tell you,
if you got a choice between going off the cliff and not going off the cliff, I'd rather stay on the road. The Kamala Harris and Biden represents America going off the cliff into oblivion. Whereas if what you're saying is it stays the same, I'll take the status quo over a dark dystopian future any day. So you just said it yourself. You said nothing will change. I would rather take nothing changes versus everything changing at rapid speed in a way that works against me and that I don't want nothing to do with, because we've already seen what's going on in California. We know what Kamala Harris represents. So to me, if it's a choice between the status quo, like you just said, which means basic order, still being able to work without burning down buildings and shit, I'll take the status quo over what Kamala Harris and those cultural Marxists represent any day, is all I'm saying.
Because I believe that AOC is going to run for president in the future. I believe that she will.
A former bartender, no doubt.
Yes. And again, people voted for her because of the color of her skin, not her actual policy. But go ahead.
All the George Soros money that funded her campaign also. What I'd like to state is in 2024, hopefully Rand Paul will run again. That's what I'm. I'm hoping Rand Paul will run again.
If you think Republicans are going to allow another Trump upset, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better enjoy Trump now. They're going to
allow the first.
These young Republicans, they're going to use them to fortify the establishment. I'm telling you right now, it's going to go back.
I know Hammer. If we take your advice, we would have never gotten Trump in 2016.
First of all, Trump won largely because he was able to appeal to the white blue-collar workers who felt abandoned by the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party abandoned the so-called white blue-collar worker in the upper Midwest to go
won.
for the LGBT.
All that matters is he won.
But that's the thing, though. He's losing these voters because he hasn't been able to get these jobs back.
Bro, he's gaining voters, you idiot. What are you talking about?
Minnesota.
He's getting more support.
Has not voted Democrat since 1984. Minnesota is trending red right now because of all the looting and all the.
And sure, but see, once this guy leaves office, there's not going to be anybody on the Republican side who's able to pull these same white blue collar workers. We got to be honest here. Because all that you're going to push is tax cuts and quote unquote growth.
I like tax cuts.
Yeah, because my taxes got cut as well, and I'm enjoying
it. I love secure borders. I love a school choice. I love restrictions on abortion, which is what Republicans throughout state legislatures are doing. I love that stuff.
Even if what you say is true, Hammer, and I'm not even going to dispute the fact that all of these politicians are mostly corrupt. I'm not going to dispute that. But here's the thing: if it comes down to that level of status quo corruption versus corruption plus destruction of masculinity and manhood in America, I'm going to take the status quo because at least within the status quo world, based on how the rules have been played, I'm able to make my money the way that I like to. I'm getting a tax cut and things are stable enough that I can just get my money and dip when I want to. In the world that you're talking about, the tax rate will be 90%. Men will be barred from so many institutions. Basically what happened to Brian Banks.
Free speech is over. Free speech is done.
Yeah. Do you remember Brian Banks and how he was accused of rape and they ruined
Yeah.
Basically what happened to Brian Banks will become status quo. Like believe all women, that will become like the law of the land under these radical feminists. So for me, when you keep saying this whole thing about what's corrupt, dude, I'm not going to argue with you because I believe that the most powerful people are just corrupt. But the question is, how will my life change under this regime versus the next regime? And I think that for me personally, I've never gotten on these airways to tell anyone what to do, and I'm not going to now. I'll just say this. For me, I believe that the current regime, what rights that I do have left will be more protected. My bank account looks better. And then under the next regime, I think my life will be shit under the next regime.
By the way, establishment and Republicans are endorsing Joe Biden, Hammer. I just want to let you know. More than 100 establishment Republicans are endorsing Joe Biden.
What does that say about what does that say, man? That's what I'm talking about.
I can tell you what it says. I'll tell you what it says, Hammer.
Their establishment.
Come on, man.
I'll tell you what it says, Hammer.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for being honest.
In 26, we've talked against the Republican establishment. We've all been
the rhinos, bro.
On that. They're Republicans in name only. Now, when you consider the fact that the entire Republican establishment, National Review, The Atlantic, all these different publications in 2016 were against Trump. And the main reason they were against him is because he was going to renegotiate these trade deals. These people, the Republican establishment, Democrats, have all gotten incredibly wealthy off selling out the American worker. And here comes Donald Trump saying, I'm renegotiating all this shit. NAFTA, GATT, our deals with China, all getting renegotiated.
And bringing the troops home because of the establishment Republicans, they want
the
war.
Iraq war, yes. And
yes, Trump is ending wars and bringing the troops home. That's what the establishment Republicans hate.
So is that why Trump is sending 2,000 more troops to Saudi Arabia? I'm like, look, we got to be honest. And by the way,
he made a peace deal, bro.
It's the same as ending a 19-year war. Are you serious?
What are you talking about? Are you talking about
the things? What's the problem?
Okay, first of all, if
he's
you're
never
talking
satisfied.
about
no, he's never satisfied. No, never.
No. It's not. I'm never satisfied. I look. Let me say this.
If you want to vote Democrat, then just vote Democrat.
No, I'm not going to Democrat. I'm listening right now. I actually support Donald Trump somewhat this year, but that's only because he's better than Joe Biden. But see what I don't like is that you guys are not honest about both sides. You guys try to paint a picture of
establishment Republicans. We said it so many times.
Okay, but they're the
establishment
ones who
Republicans
control
are bad too.
they're the ones who control the party in general.
No, the
If you
voters
can't-
control the party.
Trump controls the
voters will
party.
decide who
It
gets
doesn't
what
matter.
and who's in
What
there.
we have seen is that no matter who these young conservatives put in, they're always absorbed into the greater establishment, and the establishment never goes away. Now you have anomalies here, like Donald Trump. That's the reason why they've been fighting him so much, because he's an anomaly.
Because he's not part of the establishment. Because he's not one of them.
But
He
here's
can't
the
be
thing.
bought. He's his own guy. That's why they hate
these
him.
4 years, that's gonna be it. So that's what I was
No,
trying to tell King Stim.
because Donald. No. During the RNC, Donald Trump says we can look forward to 12 more years of Trump. Now, a lot of people wondered what he meant, and a lot of people are thinking that Donald Trump Jr. might run.
Stop it.
And also, real quick, everybody, real quick.
Let me finish. I can't vouch for Donald Trump Jr., but if he's anything like his father, when it comes to policies, I'll listen to what he has to say.
He won't make it. Once again, Trump needs the quote unquote. First of all, Trump is going to win the quote unquote blue collar worker Midwest. But see, here's what's going to happen. Okay, China is very much on the verge of surpassing the United States. These industries are not coming back. Republicans have played a very big role in allowing those industries to go to China.
Because China lowered the tax rate to 0%. That's why.
And on top of that, keep in mind that all China has to do is get a couple million more Chinese.
And by the way, the
into
Democrats
class.
are friends with China. They're doing illegal stuff, by the way, but go ahead.
Yeah, and a lot of Republicans who also low key see a lot of Republicans will go out and say how much they hate China, but see they have investments in businesses that they're not. If they have to choose between the money and quote unquote the jobs coming back, guess what they're going to pick? So all this new anti-China rhetoric. Look, y'all like 50, 60 years too late. And by the way, once Trump is probably going to get reelected, right? And after the next 4 years, you're going to see Republicans once again pushing these policies to sort of look, for example, right? You talked about how Donald Trump went after China and tax and sort of tariffs. That's true. But bro, you got to be honest. Republicans fought him on that. Both sides, and they went after him.
What does that tell you?
Fight him.
That tells you that once Trump is out and the establishment gets back control,
Trump might as well. He should have just ran as an independent then.
Trump would have never won as an independent, man. The American political system is two parties.
You're very doom and gloom, Hammer. You're very doom and gloom. You're saying
in 4 years, the U.S. economy shrunk by 33% this year. So come on, we got to be honest. So
oh yeah. By the way, everybody, and don't forget about the indictments that are coming. There are indictments coming. People will be going to prison for spying on the Trump campaign, for selling secrets to China, the Clintons, Uranium One deal, selling our uranium to Russia. People are going to be indicted. You all will see. You will see.
Hey.
Are you talking about uranium? Stop it.
Heavy accent, nigga. Listen, I appreciate y'all.
Sorry, bro.
I appreciate y'all for coming on. I gotta wash my ass and get in this. So by all means, man, this was a great conversation as always. Black men, be aware of what's going on around you, bro. Watch your six, as they say. And understand that, man, you're in the way. The heterosexual black male is the opponent of many people in this society we live in. And again, you are the last harbinger of masculinity, dominance, intimidation, all of those things that they consider toxic nowadays in men. They want you in the dress, they want you in makeup, they want you in a wig, they want you bent over, figuratively and literally. So all in all, man, we don't play that shit over here. There are no bisexual black men. They're not. You either straight or you ain't. You just say that. And again, thank you guys for coming through.
Oh, and by the way, Hammer, I'm about to start a stream. So if y'all, want to hop on, so I'm about to continue the conversation. If y'all want to do that.
All right, big man. Pull up on Hammer, man. Hammer say he got it going, man. So y'all pull up on Hammer if y'all want to pull up on Hammer.
Hold up. Let me put the link to my channel in the chat so y'all.
Okay.
Hold up.
Hey, Mr. Fantastic, real quick. I know everybody wasn't really happy about that payroll tax thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people weren't really, but just put money to the side.
Yeah, you can. What's the name too? I saw it on mine because I think I got like I think I had an extra $200 or some shit. I don't know. I think.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to pay it back. I heard they're going to try to do something to where we don't have to pay it back.
Yeah,
but if we do, then
if he gets elected, he's saying he's talking about just totally wiping it out, forgiving it, and not have to worry about it on next year. So that would be lovely. That would be love, like you said. So,
yes, sir.
Hopefully that.
No matter what this man
he put a lot of money in our paychecks. He put a lot of money in our paychecks,
and they hate him for it. They hate him for it.
I'm
be honest,
military,
bro.
so I see the benefits.
All I want, look, let me make this very clear, okay? I actually used to support Donald Trump because I personally believe that he's better than whatever we got with the Democrat Party. But what I don't like is how black conservatives are just like they're not honest. Like you guys don't want to give the both like the full picture. Yes, Democrats have their own problem, but be honest. Don't make it seem as if we were Republican, everything is just gonna change. Like no,
Who said that?
That's
We'll
how
just go
you
on
guys
onto your show, Hammerhead. All right, y'all take it easy. Good night.
Okay, here. Let me put the link to the private chef he can put on because I'm about to start the stream soon. So yeah.
All right.
Okay, here y'all go. Y'all pull up on Hammer and his damn accent.
All right, gentlemen. Y'all have a good evening. Appreciate it. It's fantastic. Y'all take it easy.
All right, man.
All right, Hammer. Take it easy.